What happened to Otto Warmbier? I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Doctors in Ohio just holding a briefing on the American college student sent home by North Korea this week in a coma. They're not sure what caused it, but Dr. Jordan Bonomo at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center says Warmbier may have had a heart attack.
Respiratory arrest in a young, otherwise healthy person. It's a rare event. And generally caused by something like an intoxication or a traumatic injury.
Warmbier's father holding an emotional news conference earlier today.
I knelt down by his side and I hugged him. And I told him I missed him, and I was so glad that he made it home.
Fred Warmbier wearing the same jacket his son wore in a North Korean trial over a stolen propaganda poster says the regime brutalized and terrorized his son and that he doesn't believe their explanation of botulism and a sleeping pill leading to the coma. House Majority Whip Steve Scalise still in critical condition with a shattered pelvis and internal damage after being shot at a congressional baseball practice yesterday. He had a third round of surgery today. Lobbyist Matt Micah, who was shot in the chest, has just been upgraded from critical to serious condition. Vice President Mike Pence says 2 Capitol Police officers who took down the gunman saved lives.
And the American people are grateful for these courageous police officers.
One of the officers was shot in the ankle. The dead gunman's motives and weapons remain under investigation. Meantime, the annual congressional baseball game for charity begins in a few hours at Nationals Park in D.C. A Republican congressional candidate in Georgia, Karen Handel, just confirming in a statement that she received a suspicious package at her home and that a neighbor did as well, containing threatening letters and a suspicious substance. Police are investigating. The street blocked off as a precaution. Wall Street, the Dow down 15 points at the closing bell. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Summer involves a lot of driving to camp, to work, to soccer, back home to grab what they forgot, and then back to soccer again. So wouldn't you like to know your car is up for it? Enter Hum by Verizon. Now you can check your car's health from your phone with vehicle diagnostics, drive with more peace of mind thanks to 24/7 emergency assistance, and let the kids stream and game on the go with your car's own Wi-Fi hotspot. Get Hum and get where you're going. Learn more at hum.com. Verizon Wi-Fi available on Hum X only. Data usage applies. Coverage not available everywhere. Visit vzw.com for availability.
When smart businesses need to grow their team, they do it on the site proven to deliver, Indeed.com. According to an independent study, Indeed delivers 5 times more hires than any other job site, more hires than the rest combined. And right now we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job, boosting your listing in relevant search results. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
No word yet on what caused a blimp at the U.S. Open golf tournament outside Milwaukee to catch fire and crash today. It went down in a soybean field. The pilot was sent to the hospital. It's under investigation. The fire that turned a London high-rise into a towering inferno is now blamed for more deaths.
17 deaths have now been confirmed, but that figure is likely to go significantly higher as rescue workers make their way through the charred high-rise building. And that may take weeks as the building is now unsafe, but whole families are still missing, including the elderly and children. The fire at Grenfell Tower began at 1 a.m. Wednesday night, and now much of the focus is on the recent $13 million redevelopment and the choice of aluminum cladding. Chosen for aesthetics and price rather than safety, it's said to be the reason the 24-floor building went up like a matchstick. All of London has now rallied round, opening doors to the hundreds of newly homeless and bringing food, water, clothing and bedding from around the capital.
Fox's Benjamin Hall in London. A report of U.S. troops near a city seized by Islamist militants in the Philippines.
A Philippine Air Force bomber dives on a target in the city of Marawi. For the past 3 weeks, Philippine troops have battled fighters who seized the city. They are thought to be a coalition of separatists and ISIS. Now, a Philippine military spokesman saying American troops are present, providing support from a nearby base, contradicting previous assertions that there are no U.S. boots on the ground. Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte has said he wants to sever ties with the Pentagon. But last weekend he acknowledged there is pressure from the Philippine military to keep relations alive. And he said if Americans are helping out in Marawi, maybe it'll do some good. In the Asia Bureau, Alistair Wanklin, Fox News.
Again, a lower finish on Wall Street and oil prices falling further under $45 a barrel. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News Radio.
I mean, if you're going to go up in a blimp, you might as well have a parachute.
Probably pretty smart. Here's your ESPN Radio 3-day forecast brought to you by Chief Bauer. Trust the experts at Chief Bauer Service Experts to keep you cool all summer long. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit them online at chiefbauer.com. Tonight, a low of 68 degrees. Tomorrow, thunderstorms possible. High 90, low of 70. Thunderstorms possible on Saturday as well. High 92, low 72. Right now, sunny, clear, hot. 88 feels like 93 in Champaign-Urbana.
It's a hot one, but we finally got some rain, and everybody rejoices for that. I'm actually excited to mow my yard now. Let's get some grass growing again and make it look good. It is the Tay and J Show. Lonte, Jeremy Warner. We got nothing to talk about today.
We got a lot to talk about.
We got like 2 hours of nothing. No, this is kind of a cool day.
Because I was sitting there thinking, can we get a guest? And I'm like, we were so guesty yesterday, which was phenomenal.
Yes.
We checked in on the Cardinals, checked in on the Cubs, checked in on the White Sox, and we had Malcolm Hill here in the 5 o'clock hour. It was a great show, but I felt like we didn't say much.
Right.
And I got stuff to say.
That's so funny. Now, this is funny because it's almost like you were eavesdropping last night. After you left, of course, Austin and Harry and I were sitting there talking, and we were talking about today's show, and I'm like, I don't know. I said, I'm like, one of these days I got to start helping Jeremy figure out guests because I just never have. But I've been saying that for 7 years. So we were talking about yesterday's show, how we had all these guests, and I said, it's pretty cool that we can call on guys like Kevin Wheeler and Dan Hayes and Chris Emma and guys like that. Of course, Malcolm's in a hole. I mean, that was awesome in its own self. But to be able to call on these guys and to get, I don't want to say expert, but these are guys that are around these teams and know a hell of a lot more than most of us, right, about these teams. And it's pretty cool that we've established that and built up that relationship. I know that's not patting anybody on the back. It's just pretty cool to be able to do that and afford our listeners the chance to do that. And then the other funny thing I said to the guys, though, I said, what's funny, though, is that there's probably a lot of days where people listening just don't want to hear a guest. They'd probably rather hear Jeremy and I just shoot the bull or Carp and you or whatever.
Hit on topics.
Yeah, and we just hit on topics. So the funniest part then, to get back to the end of my story here, is that all of a sudden today you text me about 2:20 and you're like, hey, I don't have any guests today. It's just going to be you and I chatting. I'm like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's chat. Why not? Let's do it.
So there's a lot going on, including the NCAA handing down penalties to Louisville. Jalen Coleman Lands is visiting another school. The Cubs had a bad game last night. It was ugly. The Cardinals had a terrible start, and somebody's regressing to the mean that we'll talk about. But the U.S. Open started today as well, and we haven't really talked much about that going in. Ricky Fowler atop the leaderboard right now at 7 under. But there was a serious incident with one of the sponsor blimps burning up and crashing. Yeah. And I guess the pilot of that blimp suffered serious injuries, including burns. Oh, wow. So that's nothing to joke about or anything like this. At all. But I found myself thinking, why are blimps still a thing?
You know what? That's a great question.
Like, don't we have helicopters?
You know what?
Aren't those a little safer?
Well, they move too fast. They want sponsorships. Sponsorships want blimps that just barely roll along, and you see Firestone or I don't know.
I guess
that's
it is
a great
sponsor thing. Yeah,
that is a great question. Though, why do we have blimps?
I guess it's a moving billboard,
right? Have you ever been up in one?
Seems I mean, didn't we learn anything from the Hindenburg?
Hey, listen, we don't learn in America. Are you kidding me? Have you ever been up in a blimp?
I've never been up in a blimp.
Not in a blimp.
I've never been up in a hot air balloon.
Okay, that's the next. Not the blimp. I'm sorry, I haven't been up in a blimp.
I'm really scared of heights as a kid.
Okay.
Really scared of heights. Now, I've overcome that a little bit. Yeah. I'd go up in a helicopter. I think that'd be really cool, like a beach or something like that.
Absolutely.
Or a city or something like that. Hot air balloon, though, is another level. Because there's nothing like, I get it. There's nothing holding in too much of a helicopter, but that's just
it's a weird thing.
You're just in a basket.
Right, that's it.
With a flame and a balloon above you. I feel a little uneasy about it.
That's like the blimp. Like you've got this one little thing, this one little cockpit, and this huge.
I get the physics of it, but who sat there and goes, all right, let's get this thin layer of balloon.
And put fire into it.
Put fire into it. and get lifted in a basket.
And we'll sit in a picnic basket and roll around I did go up in one.
Yeah,
I went up in one time in Villa Grove. It was my dad actually set it up. It was an insurance company that's no longer around, but it was tied down. So you could go up as high as it would go on a rope.
I would be great with that.
Yes.
That would be fun for me.
I think that's the only reason Mom allowed us to go.
Yeah.
That Lance and I could go. She's like, all right, if you're going to do that, that's fine. But that's a great question is why are there still blimps? Yeah. I guess because they do move slow enough and they don't make noise. So I guess at a golf tournament, golfers are a little precious. We don't want noise around us. So it's just got this little blimp flying in the air.
How many blimp pilots in the world do you think there are?
That's a great question. I want to know.
Like, who goes, that's what I'm going to do.
I'm going to be a blimp pilot.
I'm going to be a pilot.
That's a great idea.
That's great. You're going to fly plant? No. Helicopters? No.
You're going in the Air Force?
Spaceships? No.
Nope. I'm going to fly a blimp.
I'm going to fly a blimp.
I wonder if there's...
it's just like a lawnmower, right?
Right, that's
the sky.
It's got to be the most... Yeah, do other pilots look at blimp pilots and be like, really, dude?
That's
like
I'm
flying a Learjet or whatever.
I hope this guy's okay.
I wonder if there's...
We sound like meanies.
We do.
Right
We
now.
totally do. I want to know if there's a pilot out there that would let us know. Like if you flew just like a Delta or
I
for
have a friend
United.
that's a pilot. Maybe I'll text him.
Just see, like, would he be able to transition immediately to a blimp?
Or what does he think? Because he flies commercial jets.
I like this.
What does he think of blimp?
What is one profession? This is kind of interesting. We're already getting off topic, and I love it. We'll talk sports, I promise. What is one profession? I've already said to you what my ultimate dream in life, and I know everybody listening is going to start laughing, but all I wanted to do was be a bartender on a beach in Florida. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to be a bartender that made like $100,000.
You still can do
was
that.
Was good looking dude, which I'm not that.
Yeah, you can do that.
$100,000 though as a bartender, I bet you could.
If you're on that bar,
good, if you own it,
you got
that's
a good
true.
bar.
So that was my ultimate goal in life. That was it. I know, like all these people out there, are like, wow, Lon, way to reach for the stars. Is there another profession you wish you would have done without and I mean like gauge, something that's attainable, not NBA, not like an NBA basketball player for you and I.
I mean, I'm covering sports. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, right? Like, would you ever want to be a pilot? I would not want to be a pilot.
That scares me.
Yeah, hence your fear of heights.
Yeah, I'm not that bold to do that.
Like an attorney, I wouldn't want to do. An accountant, I wouldn't want to do.
No.
Your brother's an accountant.
My other option was probably teaching.
Okay.
So that's what I would do.
A PE teacher. I think I would have been great.
You would have been a great PE teacher.
I love being around kids. I think they're awesome.
I would have been a history teacher.
Yeah, I think we could have done that.
Or communications teacher.
Well, you and I. But just think how boring our 3 to 6 slot in the afternoon.
We'd have all summer long to do something.
Right. You and I'd be like, yes. Hey, blimp pilots make between $25,000 and $70,000 a year, according to Harry Black. That's not a lot on the low end for sure. 70's not bad. I'd take that to fly a little blimp around.
There's some newspaper reporters that make more than blimp operators. All right, let's get to the big news today. We already got people texting in about the Louisville punishment because, man, when good teams get punished, Illini fans usually like it or they're really upset about it.
Yes, they are.
Because it's not hard enough.
Yes, they are.
Louisville, finally, after, what was this? They had strippers and stuff like that, and an assistant coach or a staff member paid for it. Louisville has been, the coach, Rick Pitino, has been suspended for 5 games to start the ACC schedule.
He said he knew nothing about it.
Yes.
He knew nothing about the strippers.
Okay, but it's his staff member.
No, right. No. I'm just stating a fact. He said, I knew nothing about this.
You're saying a fact that he stated this.
Exactly. Okay. Right. I don't believe for a second he didn't know it, but he stated he did not know anything about it.
The Italian restaurant Rick we're talking about, right?
Bottle of red.
All right. So, and Louisville is going to vacate.
Okay.
It sounds like all their victories from 2010 to 2014.
Which does nobody good on any level.
We'll get to that. That would include the 2013 national title.
Okay.
Now, NCAA hasn't said they're going to strip them of the national title yet. They just put out the term, and I think Louisville now is going to appeal this, so it's not a final decision, right? So 2010 to 2014, they won the 2013 national title.
Okay.
The NCAA has never stripped a team of a national title.
Wow. Interesting. Is that true?
Yeah.
I've never thought about that.
They've done Final Four banners, right?
Yeah, like Michigan,
Minnesota.
I've never thought about that with a national title. That is interesting. Well, okay. And of course, we'll never find out about North Carolina. So
USC football wasn't, were they?
Well, you know what? With
in
Reggie
2006,
Bush, Pete Carroll,
were they stripped of that national title?
I think
Maybe
they
it's
were.
basketball that I saw.
I think you're right.
I think it's basketball.
I think you're exactly right. I think USC was stripped of that title with Pete Carroll and Reggie Bush, and because of Reggie Bush.
Look that up, Harry. See if that's true.
Great call.
This is another thing I can't believe is still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Vacating victories.
I know it.
I think this is the stupidest punishment because you can't alter history.
Nope.
We saw those games. Louisville won the title.
Yes.
Just like North Carolina in 2005.
Won the title.
They won the title.
That's correct.
I don't think vacating a title even impacts a program and stops a program from doing it again.
No, I don't either.
I don't think, because they still made all the money off it.
Yep.
These players still made money off it, most of them for winning the title, for going to the NBA. I mean, the school still benefited from that run.
Absolutely.
And the pub it created.
Here's the one, devil on the shoulder. Here's the only thing that I would counter that with. Let's say this happened to a school like Illinois, where, let's say 89. Take 89. Let's say Illinois wins it in 89. Finally, we have our national championship, and you can talk about that till the day I die. I can basically tell my kids, hey, I'm an Illini fan. They won a national title in 89. At least we have one. And then they come along and say, well, because of this, we're taking your title away. Now, in my mind, I watched the game. I saw us beat Michigan. I saw us beat Seton Hall. Yeah. I saw us win the national title. But I wonder then, I'm just, and I'm not.
Would that stop a program from doing it again, though?
Well, no. This is a different thing. No, it would not stop. Not at all.
No, because you remember that. It was great memories. You made a lot of money off it. And that's what this is supposed to be, right? The NCAA, they're trying to deter teams from ever doing this again. Well, what the NCAA has done, it doesn't stop teams from cheating.
No, not at all. So we're on different avenues there. You're right. No, I'm with you 100%. That's not going to stop anybody from doing that. I'm just trying to figure out the glitz of moving forward. All of a sudden, you walk into State Farm Center and you look at you've got a national title. You could tell a recruit, hey, we won a national title. We've won one in our past.
You could just tell the recruit, hey, you see that national championship game in 2013? We won that.
We won that, actually. Remember when the kid got hurt? Seriously? We won that game.
Some kids went to a stripper and they took it away.
Yeah.
But
no, you're
you saw
right.
the game.
I mean,
we can't have a banner. We can't put it in our media guide, but everybody saw it.
Because in the end, you're exactly right. And in the end, it means nothing. For instance, with Illinois fans, you can associate with this maybe one day. If North Carolina, if anything happens to them, you can associate this with regards to if Carolina is stripped of that title in 2005. Does that make it any better for you as an Illinois fan? You didn't win the game. You're still second.
Lost.
You're still second. In fact, it probably is worse. You're second in a year that won a title.
And every Illinois fan sitting there going, well, we could win the national title. No. I wouldn't want you didn't win the game.
No.
You can't go back and change history like this. So what is the way to do it? For me, by the way, somebody talked about suspending him the first non-conference games. No, these are conference games.
Okay.
These are 5 conference games. They're suspending him. I do like that.
Yes.
More than the non-conference. But
I agree with
people
that.
talk about postseason bans. Well, that harms the kids who are coming in. I understand that, but you need to punish the coach and the program. What you should do is those recruits who are coming in, if you give them a postseason ban for 4 years or whatever it is, allow them to go wherever they want.
You should just say if you want to play in the NCAA tournament one day,
if you want to release, you get your release.
I agree. That would hurt them more than anything.
You wait 4 years, or 3 years, or 2 years, and give them a postseason ban or something like that. That will hurt, and that will hurt the long-term future of their program. Or suspending a coach for a year.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Something like that, or that for me would be a punishment that would deter somebody.
Yes.
Otherwise, I know it might not be fair to those kids. Well, this happens in business. This happens in life. Some things aren't fair.
Without a doubt.
But your coach, the one who recruited you, well, he cheated, and now his program's got to deal with the ramifications of it.
I have said in 7 years, maybe 5 or 6 things that have actually made sense. And one of them was about 3 or 4 years ago when we talked about a topic like this. And I said what I would do is I would suspend in the future, or I would punish in the future that college. Now, the one thing that you're going to get away with is if you're Rick Pitino and 4 years from now the NCAA is going to hammer you, you're going to get out of Dodge before that. So you're not hurting the coach that did this.
Right.
But what you're doing is you're hurting that program. So let's take Louisville as an example. You come to Louisville and say, here's what we're going to do. 4 years from now, we are going, or 5 years even. Let's let these recruits play out that had nothing to do with this. In 5 years, you're going to get a 4-year postseason ban. Now, that is going to loom.
I think that should follow the coach, too.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I think it should go to the program and to the coach.
And that's the way to maybe to fix my problem.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it, to say, all right, and Patino, if you end up going and coaching, I don't know, Seton Hall, since they're in it. We never mentioned Seton Hall. Go Pirates.
Or taking away scholarships. Like,
yeah.
If you want to take away scholarships from Louisville and give a coach a year suspension.
Yeah,
or
that'd
something
be fine.
That hurts you
Yes,
for
it
a
does.
long time,
Yes,
right?
it
And
does.
you can start it 3 years later.
Right.
That is a punishment that might stop people.
Yeah.
'Cause you take away, I mean, look at Penn State.
Right.
Look, they went down pretty far, and kudos to Bill O'Brien for keeping
No
it up
doubt.
to where it was.
No doubt.
They went pretty far when the NCAA did that, even though I didn't like the NCAA getting involved in that.
Right.
USC suffered
Yep.
for losing some of those scholarships.
Totally did.
Now they came back with a different coach, but that hurts. Those things actually can deter a program from doing some of these things.
And I think the only fair thing,
vacating games.
No, that means that makes
records,
no sense. No,
I mean, come on,
it makes no sense. And the other thing is, the other issue here, and a guy like Harry could talk on this as a college athlete here at Illinois, is if some guy he doesn't even know causes some problem and now it affects him because he can't go to a bowl game for 4 years, and he's like, I had nothing to do with that.
Have Harry come in, because I'm sitting here going, tough.
Yeah, right.
But at some point, I do think some of these coaches have to pay for it. But I think players should be able to do whatever they want. Like, they should be able to free to go.
Yes.
Not locked into their scholarship or locked into their letter of intent.
I mean, Harry, would you be fine with, like, if Illinois or a school that you're at gets punished by the NCAA, if they said then immediately, all right, every player on this roster, you have a chance now. You can break away and go for free, and you can go wherever you want.
Can you say that again?
So in other words, what I'm saying is, let's say your sophomore year, the NCAA comes down on Illinois and they say you're not going to a bowl game for 3 years. So you know immediately for the rest of your career at Illinois, there's no way you can go to a bowl game. So what I'm saying is, if the NCAA then said, but Illinois, you're not going to a bowl game, but guys like you, let's say, Harry, you can leave now and go to wherever so that you can make a bowl game one day, because hopefully that would be a career.
And not to pay a penalty, not have to sit out.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, well, I'm saying for people who kind of have more of a, I guess, an association with the school before they had gone there, that probably isn't something they really want to get into. Say if your dad or your mom or, your family has been going to Illinois, and this has been your dream, and going to a bowl game would be great, but you want to stay at this school, that doesn't really help.
Fair enough. And you wouldn't have to leave.
Yeah.
They're just telling you could.
Well, that's the thing, though. Say if you wanted to go to Illinois, and this has been your whole dream your whole life. You want to go to Illinois, you want to go to a bowl game, you want to win a bowl game with your school.
Mm-hmm.
Then telling you, hey, you can go anywhere you want. We won't penalize you. You can play next year. None of that sit out a year stuff. That really won't mean anything to you.
Okay.
So what's fair? And what would actually stop schools from doing this? Because that's the problem. I mean, vacating wins, I don't think it doesn't.
Wins doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Because if you look back at, I just looked up the 04 USC team that beat Oklahoma. They have their last 2 wins of the year vacated, right? No one's going to say Oklahoma won that year.
No.
No one's going to say in a year, like what you were saying for 05 when UNC had all that stuff going on. If they had that win taken away and if they gave us that win, no one would care.
No.
That would be a no-win situation
and
for anyone.
I don't think they can give Illinois the win. They would just not have a national title.
So vacating wins doesn't really do anything. I guess the best way to really punish these schools and make them stop doing stuff would be, and it's awful because it's not the kid's fault. It wouldn't be a kid who goes to Illinois' fault if something had happened there in the past and then they punish him for the future.
And that therein lays the rub. That's where the rub is that it's like, how do you punish the school and the coach accordingly without hurting the kids that had nothing to do with it?
I think it's more important to punish the school and punish the coach.
Yes.
Than players. It stinks, I know.
No, you're right.
It's not your fault.
Nope.
But we have to punish them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you got to show an example.
That's true.
And you got to show an example to those kids, too, that we're not going to allow this cheating.
I think that the best case scenario then would probably be, because you want to affect the least amount of people. So you probably would have to go with the Illinois for the next couple of years. You can't make a bowl game but then let the people who want to leave be able to leave. Because if they want to reach for success, they can go to any school they want and they can try to achieve that success. But then for the kids who wanted to go to this school anyway, that'll suck for them.
Yeah.
They won't they won't want to not go to a bowl game, but their love for the school they're at won't make them leave.
Good stuff, Harry. Thanks, you, sir. No, I appreciate it. And I mean, there's different levels to this. Yes, it would.
It would stink for players, but I mean, it stunk for Penn State. Yep. A lot of those kids wrote it out. And credit to them.
I think we figured it out. You go 5 years down the road, you punish that school, and then whatever school, or let's say 2 or 3, and then whatever school that coach then leaves, that coach elects to leave.
Just don't have this retroactive stuff.
No, exactly. Then he takes it with him like a show cause, which is what happened to the assistant. He now has a 10-year show cause.
Yeah,
that's a pretty big, wide deal there. That's what you get for buying strippers.
If you want to weigh in, 4 recruits. If you want to weigh in, 359-2255, 217-359-2255. Otherwise, paying for strippers, hey, that's America.
Fine. Right, if you're of age.
Not that no one here has ever done it. Text 359-2255. That's 217-359-2255. Even though it's not our scene,
no,
I think we've done it. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Tay and J Show. I tweet at J Warner Scout.
At Lon Tay ESPNCU. I have technically never paid for a stripper.
Oh, good for you.
I honestly have not. So
download the WSJK
I'm missing
app.
life here.
Well, if you're one of us, I can say that. Get the podcast at ESPNCU.com or find us on iTunes. That's all powered by GTPS Insurance. I lived in a fraternity, okay?
Yeah, right, that happens.
An annual night. Harry Black and I think Nathan DeHaan is here as well.
He's here. He's 19, by
Anybody
the way,
else
not 20.
Sitting back there?
Yes, Jack.
Jack
no, not Jack.
No?
Hold on, I'm
David?
forgetting name. David.
David Morrow.
That was my fault, not Jack. David's the kid that can hit the shots. All right, if you want to weigh in, 359-2255. No guest today.
I have a big name that could be on the trade market. I'm going to ask you if the Cardinals should take this big name, big contract.
Okay, I like this. All right, we'll talk a little Cardinals baseball next. It is the Tay and J Show.
Carpenters Local 243 in Champaign, Illinois wants to thank the contractors, developers, and business owners who utilize the skills and services of union carpenters on their projects. Carpenters Local 243 members are part of the world's highest skilled, most productive workforce. Members and contractors are committed to apprenticeship training and an ongoing journeyman skill advancement program. This provides the labor resources to ensure projects are completed. For a list of responsible contractors, call Carpenters Local 243 at 356-5463.
Life is full of twists and turns. You can't see the unknown, but you can certainly prepare for it. Pekin Life Insurance Company offers a variety of term and whole life insurance policies that are designed to meet the needs of individuals and their families. Options include transitional life, universal life, preferred whole life, family term life, and many others. Visit PekinInsurance.com or ask your local Pekin Insurance agent about an affordable, beyond the expected life insurance policy that's right for you.
When the tent goes up, the prices go down. Shields Auto Group's Great Tent Event happening this week across from the Super Walmart in Rantoul. Look for the big tent and save. 2 dealerships, 9 manufacturers. Used vehicles with payments as low as $149 a month. New vehicles priced at actual invoice. Discounts up to 25% off MSRP. Great Tent Event happening this week. Shields Auto Center and Shields Auto Mart have combined their inventory for this gigantic event. Over 300 vehicles. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac. 0 down payment. 0% financing. Up to 72 months. Cash rebates. On the spot financing. Top dollar for your trade. And almost every vehicle we sell comes with a full powertrain warranty. So you never, ever have to worry. Shields Auto Center and Shields Auto Mart. Great tent event happening this week across from the Super Walmart in Rantoul. Look for the big tent and save. On approved credit payments based on 5.99% interest for 48 months. Tax title license of 1,000 down. Stock number 40532.
The official fan store of the Fighting Illini is moving. Game Day Spirit, currently located at 1422 South Neal Street, is moving to the corner of Neal and Kirby in Champaign this July. In the meantime, they're preparing for the lowest prices of the season to be available during their moving sale in June. Stay tuned for more information and follow them on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram by searching Game Day Spirit. Stay in the know of all things Game Day and all things Fighting Illini with Game Day Spirit, the official fan store of the Fighting Illini.
DP Dough is the original Calzone company, and they cater all types and sizes of events, from office orders to private parties to entire visiting football teams. Everyone will be sure to enjoy something different than the same old sandwiches or pizza. DP Dough also delivers to nearly all of Champaign, Urbana, and Savoy until late at night. So give them a call or order online when you're hungry and no one else is delivering. With over 1 million calzones served since opening in 2006, DP Dough is sure to satisfy and fill you up. DP Dough, the original Calzone company. Company.
Protect your future with AA Marshall Home Inspection Services. Buyer's inspection with a buyback guarantee and seller's inspection. No surprises before closing. Owned by me, Aaron Allenbaugh, and my wife Kim, and serving all of East Central Illinois. Get more details and schedule your inspection today at aamarshall.net.
It is the Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio 93.5. Lon Tay, Jeremy Warner. We're taking your calls, your texts all day. No guests today. It's a special Tay and J Show just for you. 217-359-2255 is their number. 217-359-2255.
We are going to have the Tay and J Show Wheel of Games later today. Your chance to win Illini gear from Game Day Spirits. We'll do that later on in the show.
Okay.
We got a lot of stuff in here. I'll have to pick the prize later, but there's a lot of cool stuff.
Illinois fidget spinner.
Ooh, should we do that today?
Yeah, let's do that.
We need to tweet that out. We can get record ratings.
Yeah, we'll go get it. I'll go get it, and we'll tweet that out. I love it. All right, it is time.
.30, I'm Jeremy Warner with your Sports Center update. Life insurance, one of those subjects that make people want to change the subject rather than admit they probably don't have enough. Find out how the benefits of life insurance can live on for your family. Call State Farm agent John Kaywood in Champaign at 217-367-1105. Former Illinois guard Jalen Coleman-Lands is on an official visit to Xavier. That's from Scout.com's Brian Snow. Coleman-Lands already took a visit to DePaul. He averaged 8 points per game as a sophomore at Illinois. He has 2 years of eligibility remaining, but must sit out next season due to NCAA transfer rules. NCAA has suspended Louisville coach Rick Pitino for the first 5 games of the ACC schedule next season for failing to properly monitor his program. Louisville will not be banned from future postseasons, but will vacate all records from 2010 to 2014. That means the 2013 national title could be in jeopardy. Rick Pitino said he has lost faith in the NCAA and will file an appeal. No school has ever been forced to vacate a national championship.
Interesting.
On to baseball. The Cubs have the day off. The White Sox have some afternoon baseball going on right now. The score, as it loads up, right.
The White Sox are losing 3-2.
Matt Davidson homered in this game. It was 1-1 the last I'd seen. The Cardinals back in action tonight after Mike Leake was rocked last night. The Cardinals send Michael Wacha to the starting bump tonight against Zach Davies and the Brewers. You can hear that here loud and clear on ESPN Radio 93.5. First round of the U.S. Open at Erin Hills up in Wisconsin, right near the Illinois border. Ricky Fowler, the clubhouse leader at 7 under. Fleetwood, Harmon, and Koepka are tied for second at 5 under par.
Sounds like a pretty good band. Fleetwood, Harmon, and Koepka. Hey, join Houlihan's for live local music every Thursday evening this summer. And what do you know? It's Thursday. It's patio play. Located on the beautiful, secluded outdoor patio, features new live performances each week and a $4.95 martini drink special. Rain or shine, the show will go on. They simply bring the party inside. Come out and support local artists. For details or reservations, you can contact Houlihan's at 217-819-5005. 5005. Tonight, I know this band. It's the Champagne Freight Acoustic. They'll be playing tonight at Houlihan's. So join them every Thursday for that. And again, the drink special, $4.95 martinis. Houlihan's in the iHotel.
So we've talked about the Cardinals adding a big bat at some point, and could they look for one at the deadline?
Yes.
Could they look at one in the offseason? I love the idea of J.D. Martinez, and Kevin Wheeler said that yesterday as well.
I'm with you on that.
He's going to be a 30-year-old free agent. The last 3 years, he's been an elite power hitter in the game. And the Tigers, I don't know if they're going to be able to afford him. With all the big money contracts, they have the Justin Upton, Miguel Cabrera, Justin Verlander, Victor Martinez. I'm not sure they have the money. And at some point, they're going to rebuild, and I think that could be this offseason. So J.D. Martinez is going to be one of the top free agents out there. We've discussed Lance Lynn's going to be a free agent. I'd rather spend my money on J.D. Martinez at this point.
Fair enough.
That's why I think Lance Lynn would be an interesting trade piece out there in the market. But there's a certain team that didn't want to be rebuilding, but I think they could be, and they could have new ownership very, very soon.
Giancarlo Stanton.
Yes.
Is it really?
Yeah, we've talked about Marcell Ozuna, but Giancarlo Stanton is 27 years old.
Okay.
He just signed a couple of years ago,
Wasn't
right?
it like a $10 million or 10-year?
13-year.
Oh, my.
$325 million contract. It kicks in in big money starting next year. He's going to make $25 million in his year 28. By the end of it'll get up to $32 million per year, 33, 34, 35. By 2028, when he's 38 years old, he has a $25 million team option, a $10 million buyout, but he will make $25 million at age 37 as well. So he's made $37 million so far in his career. He's got about $250 million over the next 10 years. Would you be interested in taking on that contract of Giancarlo Stanton?
I'm going to tell you right now, emphatically no. Now, to play along with the game and to figure out a way to make this happen, I want to consider it. All right?
Yeah. What would you give up for Giancarlo Stanton?
Before we get there, I want to deal with the money and the years.
Yes.
Now, when A-Rod did this, and he was eventually moved, right? When he signed that huge contract.
And A-Rod was a better player.
Yes, without a doubt.
Much better player, in my opinion.
But didn't they pay a lot of that salary, right, when he left? Did they pay some of that salary when A-Rod, who did he sign with? Yeah, he signed with Texas.
I think they paid some of it, but then the Yankees gave him a huge contract.
Well, yeah, then they turned around and gave him a big contract. And I'm not even taking into consideration if the Cardinals can afford this. I don't know that many teams would want to absorb a contract like this that basically has another 11 years on it.
Okay,
and
what
$270 million.
What if the Marlins? Okay, so if he has $250 million left, what if the Marlins ate $50 million?
50. So you've got him at 11 years. And $200 million.
It'd be like $275 million. So you $22 million a year for Giancarlo Stanton.
I would probably at least then consider.
So they have to eat some money.
They would have to eat some money.
That is the first thing you tell the Marlins.
That is correct.
How much money you eat?
Yeah, because Cardinals fans talk about Albert Pujols and how much he would have.
And you know what Pujols wasn't early in his career? Injury prone.
No,
Stanton has been injury prone. 2013, 116 games. 2012, 123.
Wow.
2014, 145, which is good.
Yeah.
2015, 74.
Yeah.
Now hit 27 home runs in 74 games. 2016 hit 27 home runs in 119 games. So far this year he's been healthy. 17 home runs in 63 games. 289 average, 571 slugging, or 570 slugging percent.
There's so many layers to this. One being, who would you give up? And we can get to that.
His 162 game average over his career. 267 average, 358 on base, 541 slugging, 899 OPS, 41 homers, 106 RBI per 162 games.
I mean, you'd be getting Albert minus the big average.
Yeah, you'd be getting an elite power hitter.
Yeah, yes, you would, without a doubt. And of course, Albert always hit over 300. The layers to this are this: are the Cardinals would the Cardinals be set up now to win? So if you put Stanton in the middle of that lineup,
is you got him in the middle of your lineup. I mean, it's a 10, 11 year contract, but at least
you can start
hope
building around
for
that.
6, 7 more years.
Yes, you would.
Elite years.
Yeah, exactly. So if you did that, and he's 27 now, if he could play to 34, 35 or let's say 33 of elite years, you get 6 elite years out of him. Then you start building around him. That would be interesting. I mean, listen, if they would eat money, I'd start to consider it.
Yeah.
But I do not want to spend that much money at him being 33, 34, 35 years old, and you're just giving him money.
Okay, so if you're paying $22 million over the next 11 years.
That's a pretty good deal.
It's a very good deal.
It's a ridiculously good deal.
Harrison Bader, Jack Flaherty, who else you throwing in there?
I mean, I'm definitely throwing those two. I'm trying to think of guys that are going to be with your club and really make a difference.
Delvin Perez.
Ooh. Man, I've got my eye on that kid.
You know what I'm thinking? Go get J.D. Martinez.
Right, exactly. No, that's exactly right.
J.D. Martinez has been a lot more healthy.
It would probably take a Delvin Perez. I mean, they would love him.
All it costs you to get J.D. Martinez is your first-round pick next year.
Yep.
Which is a solid prospect.
Oh, yeah.
And money.
Yeah. Which I think
and less money, way less years. I mean, if you can sign J.D. Martinez 5 years, $120 million,
right?
I'm taking him. Right?
Bill just sent
in Detroit, J.D. Martinez is a 300 hitter, 359 on base, 551 slugging, 94 home runs in 3.5 years.
Yeah. Well, I'm taking that in a heartbeat. And he's 30 now, right?
Yeah.
So what would you have to sign him for? How many years, you think?
I think 5 or 6.
Okay. So you're getting him and probably, how much would it take? How much a year would it take to get JD?
I think 24, 25.
So essentially.
Are you willing to go? I'd go that.
Well, here's
the Cardinals, and that's my need.
Okay.
If you add JD Martinez in the middle of that lineup, that is your biggest need.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have good pieces. You have Fowler and Carpenter at the top of that lineup.
Sure.
And then you put JD Martinez in the middle of it.
That's perfect.
I don't know about Jerko long term, but you can find another 4 or 5 hitter who isn't as good of a hitter,
right?
But is a good power guy. You can find Jed Jerkos out there right now in Major League Baseball, but then Piscotty and Grichuk and whoever else you're putting, Yadi Molina after that.
What's interesting to me is that you're now telling me of J.D. Martinez we would pay from age 30 to 36 about 24, 25, 26 million a year. And if Miami would do what we're wanting with regards to eating up some money, then essentially you'd be paying Stanton the same amount throughout the same age group.
Not as healthy.
That's the one thing that you'd be taking the risk on.
And you'd be giving up more.
Well, that's
prospects.
true. That's a good point. And you're giving up a lot more prospects. I wonder if on the heels of losing all their draft picks this year, I wonder then if Mo is going to look at that draft pick and say it's untouchable next year. I don't think he would.
Oh, you're talking about signing a free agent?
Yeah, like for instance, if you sign JD.
I think if you had your 2 other picks this year, you'd be fine.
Yeah, right.
And they've drafted seemingly pretty well. I mean, they got a young farm system that's pretty good. I'd give up a first-round pick next year and money for J.D. Martinez.
Wouldn't it be cool, though, to see Giancarlo Stanton come up to bat in a Cardinal Redbird and a Birds on the bat?
You just have to go all in on J.D. Martinez.
You would, yeah.
You'd have to pay the price it takes to get him.
Well, Mozeliak did that with Brett Cecil. I'll give him credit. He went in early, and he went all in, and now he's got him a reliever for 3 years.
And the Cardinals have money.
Yeah, they do. They do. Because I know Bill said the Cardinals can afford anything. I wouldn't go that far. But they certainly...
they can afford it. They can,
right?
But does their team benefit from it?
That's exactly right. And
that's a lot of years for Stanton.
The
money
correct.
Doesn't bother me.
Nope.
It's the years.
It's the years, and that's the thing. And if JD is wanting that many, then that's what it's going to take. But they have to solve this. I mean, this has been the third offseason in a row now that the Cardinals have sat here knowing they need to add power, or at least it will be the third. Because 2 years ago we talked about Chris Davis and all these kids.
I just wonder if Miami would actually trade him.
Boy, I would think that they would look at that contract now. I wonder if they ever had second thoughts on that once it was done.
They did, but they were thinking, we got him.
Yeah.
We got Jose Fernandez as the face of our franchise.
That's a good call.
Both of Latin descent.
And don't think that doesn't play big, right? Yeah. Which is why you brought that up. I mean, a guy like Stanton is a hero. Is a stud down in that area. But that's interesting, though. What's interesting is that I actually talked about Stanton with Stevie J yesterday.
Did you?
And we talked about him, and Stevie and I were like, ooh, that's a lot of years.
It's a lot of years.
You got to pay him a lot of years. But, man, if you could, like anything, right? If you could promise me he'd stay healthy, and if in New York, if Florida or Miami, whatever they're called now, would eat some of that contract, boy, I'd have to consider that.
Be intriguing.
It would be. It would totally, and you know what? You'd have your star again.
I mean, I'd be really interested in Marcell Ozuna, given the contract he's on right now, how cheap he is, and you could sign him to an extension.
Without a doubt.
I'd be really interested in him, probably more so. Mm-hmm. But if I'm Miami, I'm asking for more prospects maybe than even for a Giancarlo Stanton.
That's true. It's going to be interesting to see what the Cardinals do.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how because I would assume that Mozeliak and the Cardinal brass gets a lot of heat. I would assume that. And I know, and this isn't even a quip of best fans in baseball. I'm not going that way. But this is an organization, I think everybody would agree, that is used to winning. They are used to posting winning records, and all the fans look around when they're at a game and say, hey, I'm here with 39,000 other buddies. You need to go out and spend some money for me. I hear this from my buddies all the time that are Cardinals fans. I guarantee you Mo and Bill DeWitt and these guys are facing heat right now saying we've got to do something, but yet you can't go overboard. And I'm talking this year. Now in the offseason, maybe that's when you go overboard.
Yeah, there's some Cubs stuff I'd like to talk about next hour.
I don't want to.
Your boy's injured. You got a AAA guy now who's in AAA. Just got there, tearing up the minors. And one guy that's regressing to the mean.
Okay.
That we talk about a lot on this show.
Well, we'll do it more. More Cardinal baseball talk. You know you love it. 359-2255 if you want to weigh in. Tay and J Show.
Hey, it's Stephanie Pratt with Coldwell Banker, the real estate group, your realtor that rocks the real estate market. I so love to cook and smoke. Meats, that is. I want you to be a rockin' cook, too, so I'm going to hook one lucky winner up with a master-built smokehouse smoker. Just listen for Stevie J in the morning and Tay and J in the afternoon to tell you the text. When they do, text a keyword to 359-2255, and you'll be entered to win. And let me rock your summer parties in a new home. Go to StephaniePrattHomes.com to contact me today. And for information on the smoker giveaway, go to ESPNCU.com.
Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
It's our trip to Wrigley Field, Chicago. You can join us Wednesday, July 5th. The Cubs take on Tampa Bay at 1:20. You can see the world champion Chicago Cubs, and the rooftop tickets include all your food and beverage. Pay online at ESPNCU.com or stop by our studios Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, 2702 South Boulder in Urbana. Again, join us July 5th, Cubs rooftop trip, ESPNCU.com for details.
Got a question? Talk to our experts at StevieJay.com. Experts are ready to answer your questions for free. Looking for cool trends in clothing or gear as you support area teams? Game Day Spirit is the official fan store of the Fighting Illini. Landscaping tips are also available from Country Arbor's Nursery. New tile or soft surfaces in your home or business? Flooring Surfaces, where the world is at your feet. Experts are available now online at StevieJay.com.
Don't you just love the Christmas season? Me too. The preparation, making list, shopping list, grocery list, travel list, and checking them twice. The excitement in the children's eyes when they recite their never-ending Santa's wish list. And how it changes, depending upon which relative is listening. And my most delightful moments are the family get-togethers. We prepare the entire season for the celebration of the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Hear the stories, feel the excitement, and be a part of His family get-togethers. Attend church services of your choice. Listen to the messages. Jesus will guide you. And for our friends and family in nursing homes and retirement villages, attend your weekly prayer services. Jesus welcomes you to His house, and He's been expecting you. Merry Christmas.
During warm weather, you need your AC to keep you cool. See your Champagne CarX man right now for an air conditioning performance check starting at $29.99. At CarX Tire and Auto, we can handle everything your car needs from maintenance to repair. And we'll get your air conditioning running perfectly just in time for summer. So don't sweat it. See your CarX man at any of our 3 Champagne locations for a $29.99 air conditioning performance check. All your car needs is CarX Tire and Auto.
Don't worry, call the CarX man.
Guidance, trust, protection, service. It's the mantra of GTPS Insurance. When you work with GTPS, you'll never have to call an 800 number in a different state. You deal with people who live and work in our community and know it's important to your business. GTPS is your local source for business insurance, property, general liability, workers' compensation, and group health insurance, and they'll work with you to formulate the best package for the needs of you and your business. Contact a GTPS insurance agent today at 359-9000 or visit online at gtpsinsurance.com.
Pekin Insurance and your local independent agent are committed to providing the best coverage options and the best service possible. They're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at PekinInsurance.com and on social media. Check them out on Facebook at Facebook.com/Pekin Insurance. It's a great way to learn more about insurance for your auto, home, life, or business. You'll stay up to date with important announcements. Plus, they'll throw in a few fun facts along the way. For beyond the expected information, follow Pekin Insurance on Facebook today.
Check out the new BMW Champaign. It's not like the old Twin City. They have new on-site local ownership since 2013, along with a new state-of-the-art facility. With a Customer First Service Award winner for 2015, BMW Champaign does business your way. Yes, they have tons of cars. Yes, they'll get you what you want. Yes, they discount, deal, and even pick up and deliver. So stop in, ask for Ben, and give BMW of Champaign a look. BMW of Champaign at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy.
Eat, shop, play, and explore. Rediscover Campus Town. Every Thursday now through August 17th during 13 Thursdays. Summer's finally here and we're loving the specials in Campus Town. You can find great deals on clothing, accessories, and food each Thursday during 13 Thursdays at participating businesses. Save big this summer when you shop and eat your way through Campus Town. And enjoy 1 hour free parking at the campus parking deck located on 6th and Healy each and every Thursday. Visit ChampagneCenter.com. 13 Thursdays is presented by the Champagne Center Partnership.
Going on 5 years, Rock's Place in St. Joseph has become the neighborhood sports bar and grill for a lot of folks in the area. Rock's Place is known for their delicious burgers, and they also have great daily food and drink specials. Plus, Rock's has plenty of TVs, so you can keep tabs on the Cubs and Cardinals all summer long. And while you're there, press your luck on one of Melody Music's video gaming machines. For delicious food, cold drinks, and good company, make it Rock's Place, 101 North Main Street in St. Joseph. Find them on Facebook, ROCHS in St. Joseph.
Hi, it's Stevie J. Start your day with me along with Diane Ducey, weekday morning 7 to 9, here on ESPN Radio 93.5.
It's the Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio 93.5. Latte, Jeremy Warner, Harry Black has jumped in studio with us. What's up, stud?
Not much.
You and I are going to do the final hour tomorrow. So it's a short show tonight, by the way. The Cardinals and Brewers. Let's see if the Cardinals can, split that series with Milwaukee at home. It just astounds me that St. Louis cannot win at home. It is amazing to me. Harry, you can stay in if you want. Jeremy's back. But
sorry, I had a phone call.
No, you're good. But it astounds me that the Cardinals cannot win at home. And I mean, it just absolutely blows my mind. But tomorrow, Harry, you and I are going to do the final hour of the show. What's the segment you have that you're coming up with?
What I did last week, Would You Rather.
Okay. I can't wait to do this.
Some mind-bending Would You Rathers. And the thing that mine are really, the reason they're better is because they're so mundane.
Okay. Yes.
And it's like...
It's kind of like, what would you do when a snake eats you?
There you go.
It was a phenomenal conversation.
You just break out. You break out from that. So you just push his mouth open and jump out.
See, that's what I thought you would do. As soon as you guys were bashing me, I was like, let me see what a snake really looks like. And those things are like dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they are.
Yeah, you're not pushing your way out of one of those.
No. I think once they get you, there's like 15,000 muscles that just keep pushing you down, I think. All right, here, I look forward to it. You and I tomorrow. That's going to be fun. Last hour, Jeremy's going to be here for the first hour tomorrow as well. Then you got work to do.
Yeah, so I got the football camp tomorrow, so I appreciate you guys helping me out there. One, I want to get this out there. Jack Flaherty, former first-round pick.
It's unreal.
Of the St. Louis Cardinals, is having a phenomenal season. He was just called up to AAA and I think had a 6-inning, 1-run start.
Right.
So he's doing really well. He had a 1.4 ERA down at AA, and there's a kid Kevin Wheeler mentioned the other day. Yes. Could be with the big league club by the end of the year. He's had 3 games at AAA. He's got a 2.5 ERA. And at AA, he started 10 games, 63 innings, so he's going long in games, 8.8 strikeouts per 9. So he's got missing bats there, only 1 walk, 1.5 walks per 9. And has a 1.42 ERA.
That's unreal.
In AA. So that's a kid to look out for. Yep. We always mention Luke Weaver.
Yeah, sure.
But Jack Flaherty's on the fast track as well. So that's where we talk about the minor leagues.
Yes.
The Cardinals are going to have some guys coming up in the next couple of years again. They got another wave of guys because they've had so many these first-round picks because their free agents have been leaving.
Well, and it's amazing that you have to give the Cardinals credit for what they've done to develop pitchers.
Yep.
And as you look now, of course, when Reyes comes back and if Flaherty's ready to roll, which he would be at least in 2 years, then you've got Carlos Martinez, and who knows if Waka can ever get it figured out, or maybe, like we talked about with Claves and Wheeler, put him to the bullpen and see if he can be a closer or one of those long guys. I mean, all of a sudden now you're looking at a rotation that, number one, probably doesn't need Lance Lynn, which is kind of to the point you're bringing up, but also you just continue to develop these. Now, that is the one thing the Cubs haven't done, but I'm not ripping on the Cubs there. They've on the flip side
invested
of that,
prospects in it. Right now they are.
Yes, and the Cardinals really don't have a ton of hitting offensive prospects. So it makes a difference.
Also, I'm not one to say I told you so, but this was just a numbers game, right?
Yes.
I mean, Mike Leake was leading the National League in ERA.
Yep.
all the numbers said it was a fluke.
Yeah.
He was pitching as well as he has.
Yeah, well, sure.
I think he's a solid pitcher.
Yep.
I didn't love that contract when he signed it.
Nope.
I'll say that. I didn't love it when they signed it.
That was true.
He's been worth it so far. But in his last 4 starts, he is regressing to the mean. His ERA over those starts has gone from 1.91 to 3.14. Over 24 and 2/3 innings, he has a 6.2 ERA, 1.58 whip.
I mean, this is what's happening.
This is baseball.
That's exactly right.
There was a small sample size. Mike Leake did not turn into an elite pitcher overnight.
No.
I do think he's improved.
Yeah.
I think he's improved as a pitcher, but there's a ceiling to what Mike Leake is, and that's okay.
Right, exactly.
Right? It's okay, and he's been better than I thought he would be with the St. Louis Cardinals, but to expect him to be a 2 ERA guy, just like Kyle Hendricks, we did not expect him to stay a 2 ERA guy.
Correct.
But he's, Kyle Hendricks has kind of settled into what he is, which is a good middle to back end of the rotation guy.
And it is interesting, I guess, if you're a GM or an owner and you're sitting there trying to figure out how you want to develop a pitching staff, sometimes you look at a guy like Mike Leake and say, that's perfect. That's what we want. That's what we want as our number 4 guy.
Yeah.
He's going to eat up innings. He's going to try to keep you in games. He throws ground ball. I mean, he keeps the ball low.
Yep.
He's one of those guys that sometimes, and last night, a little bit. And I'm not defending Mike Leake. You're correct that he's coming back to the means. But last night you had an umpire that would not award a low pitch.
Yeah.
And that's what Garza and Leake live on. And all of a sudden the first couple of pitches of the game are like strikes, but they're low. And you're sitting there like, uh-oh. This is not going to be good for Mike Leake. And the next thing you know, he walks the leadoff guy, and then Thames takes him yard. You're down 2-0. And then, of course, he blows up in the second inning as well.
And I know the defense to the Cardinals is not very good.
But you're right. I mean,
I'm just saying, like, if you look at his fielding independent ERA, you could see that 1.91 was more like a 3.
That's correct.
Right? So it was going to come back
some
down.
luck. He was getting some luck as he pitched,
and
last night, no doubt about it.
Last night he got some of that bad luck.
Yep.
That happens in baseball over a long sample size.
And then my boy is hurt again.
Colton Wong, man, just as he's getting heated up.
How frustrating has he been? He has been really frustrating to me.
He's still got some value, though.
He does. He does.
Because there's still a lot of tools there.
Mm-hmm.
But what is he? And I think hitting-wise, he's figuring it out, but he's gotten hurt.
Now he gets hurt.
He figured out that I can't be the swing and miss guy.
Nope.
I got to be a speedy defender who makes contact.
That's correct.
And if it flies out of the yard 10 to 15 times a year, that's fine.
That's exactly that's exactly
but
right.
Yeah, the injuries are frustrating because he was just starting to get going.
His whole career has just been a frustrating thing, and you just keep waiting. All I want is just 1 year where I don't even hear about Colton Wong.
Lon, you should stop picking guys.
Okay.
Except Mark Smith did work out.
He did work out.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, what guy did I pick that is bad? Are you teasing?
Well, Jalen Brunson you picked as your guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Colton.
Yeah.
Oh, and the fact that I picked Colton. I know, I need to... Well, it's just because he was the second baseman.
Right.
And
what if Matt Carpenter goes back to second base?
Well,
is he your guy?
He's your guy.
Yeah, he is my guy. I called him first.
Yeah, right. I'm not even getting close to that. I don't want to get into a fight.
We'll talk some Cubs coming up next. If you want to weigh in 359-2255. Also, where will Jalen Coleman Lands end up?
Ooh. We'll do it all next. It is the Tay and J Show.
Alto Vineyards has long been a leader in the Illinois wine industry, winning over 700 awards in national and international wine competitions in the last 20 years. Now, Alto Vineyards, along with SJ Broadcasting, present Music Among the Vines, East Central Illinois' premier summer concert series, held under the stars. Stop by Alto Vineyards each weekend throughout the summer and indulge in Illinois wines, premium beers, soft drinks, and light food items, all while experiencing the best music the area has to offer. For more details, visit altovineyards.net or call 356-4784.
Alto Vineyards Music Among the Vines is back this Saturday with the Kathy Harden Trio, Friday, June 16th at 7:30.
Well, every man I get, if he don't get sick, he will die. The devil woman come and snatch him up in one doggone night.
It's the Kathy Harden Trio, Friday night at Alto Vineyards Music Among the Vines, beginning at 7:30. More details at altovineyards.net.
Life is full of twists and turns. You can't see the unknown, but you can certainly prepare for it. Pekin Life Insurance Company offers a variety of term and whole life insurance policies that are designed to meet the needs of individuals and their families. Options include transitional life, universal life, preferred whole life, family term life, and many others. Visit PekinInsurance.com or ask your local Pekin Insurance agent about an affordable, beyond the expected life insurance policy that's right for you.
The official fan store of the Fighting Illini is moving. Game Day Spirit, currently located at 1422 South Neal Street, is moving to the corner of Neal and Kirby in Champaign this July. In the meantime, they're preparing for the lowest prices of the season to be available during their moving sale in June. Stay tuned for more information and follow them on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram by searching Game Day Spirit. Stay in the know of all things Game Day and all things Fighting Illini with Game Day Spirit, the official fan store of the Fighting Illini.
Got a question? Talk to our experts at StevieJay.com. Experts are ready to answer your questions for free. Looking for cool trends in clothing or gear as you support area teams? Game Day Spirit is the official fan store of the Fighting Illini. Landscaping tips are also available from Country Arbor's Nursery. New tile or soft surfaces in your home or business? Flooring Surfaces, where the world is at your feet. Experts are available now online at StevieJay.com.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Live from New York, the Fox Report.
I'm Lisa Brady. They will play ball. The annual charity baseball game members of Congress were practicing for when a gunman opened fire yesterday begins about 2 hours from now. Fox's Melanie Wilkes is live at Nationals Park in D.C.
Lisa, the gates open in about 30 minutes here. Security is tight. More police and law enforcement officers now arriving. Throughout its 100-year history, this has always been a day to set aside partisan differences for sport and charity. No more so than this year, a day after that gunman opened fire on Republicans practicing. We're expecting a crowd of more than 20,000 people. They've already raised more than $1 million for charity, more than double last year's total, and it could be a tie-breaking night. Lisa, the series stands at 39-1 between Democrats and Republicans.
Thanks, Melanie. Meantime, the House passing a resolution today honoring the shooting victims and commending first responders.
When tragedy strikes, we are family.
Democratic Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, President Trump expressing hope for unity and reiterating the nation's prayers, especially for House Majority Whip Steve Scalise.
It's been much more difficult than people even thought at the time. It's been, he's in some trouble, but he's a great fighter and he's going to be okay, we hope.
Scalise remains in critical condition after a third round of surgery. The judge tells the jury deliberating the sex assault case against Bill Cosby to keep trying.
Just after 11 a.m. on day 4 of deliberations, roughly 30 hours in, the jury in the Bill Cosby trial told the judge it was deadlocked on all 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault. Cosby seen smiling in the courtroom when the news was announced. Dozens of women have come forward to say Bill Cosby drugged and then took advantage of them, but only one has resulted in a criminal trial.
Fox's Rick Leventhal. Stocks finished lower, the Dow down 14 points. On the Fox Report, fair and balanced.
Summer involves a lot of driving, to camp, to work, to soccer, back home to grab what they forgot, and then back to soccer again. So wouldn't you like to know your car is up for it? Enter Hum by Verizon. Now you can check your car's health from your phone with vehicle diagnostics, drive with more peace of mind thanks to 24/7 emergency assistance, and let the kids stream and game on the go with your car's own Wi-Fi hotspot. Get Hum and get where you're going. Learn more at hum.com. Verizon Wi-Fi available on Hum X only. Data usage applies. Coverage not available everywhere. Visit vzw.com for availability.
When you're hiring for a growing business, you don't need lots of candidates. You need the right candidates. You need Indeed.com. With an algorithm that positions your job post where quality candidates are and screener questions that help you zero in on the best talent. Indeed.com, the site proven through an independent study to deliver 5 times more hires than any other. New users claim your $50 credit for a sponsored job at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
The father of a U.S. college student recently freed by North Korea says he doesn't believe anything the regime says. Otto Warmbier has been in a coma for more than a year.
There is no excuse for any civilized nation to have kept his condition secret.
Warmbier is now being treated at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center. Fox's Ellison Barber.
The doctors treating Otto Warmbier say that he is in a state of unresponsive wakefulness. They say that he has severe loss of brain tissue and he hasn't spoken.
He has spontaneous eye opening and blinking. However, he shows no signs of understanding language, responding to verbal commands, or awareness of his surroundings.
The doctors say that these injuries are normally associated with cardiopulmonary arrest, but they say right now there's no way to know what led to Otto being in this state.
They've also found no evidence of recent or healing fractures. The family of an unarmed black man fatally shot by a white Oklahoma police officer has just filed a wrongful death lawsuit seeking not only damages but widespread reforms in the police department. The officer involved, who told investigators she was afraid Terrence Crutcher might be armed, was acquitted of manslaughter. Unwanted excitement off the course at the U.S. Open golf tournament being played in Wisconsin. A blimp crashed.
I looked up and I saw the blimp coming down. It had flames on it, so I threw the weed whacker that I had in the Ranger. I grabbed my partner and we came over here to help.
Eyewitness Cody Bartholomew was working in a nearby field. The pilot of the blimp was sent to the hospital, cause under investigation. It's the first U.S. Open in more than 20 years without either Tiger Woods or Phil Mickelson. Woods recovering from back surgery and facing DUI charges. Mickelson attending his daughter's high school graduation in California. In New York, I'm Lisa Brady on Fox News Radio.
Yeah, so anyway.
Here's your ESPN Radio 3-day forecast brought to you by Chief Bauer. Trust the experts at Chief Bauer Service Experts to keep you cool all summer long. It's going to be a hot one. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit them online at chiefbauer.com. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 69. Tomorrow, thunderstorms possible, high 90, low 70. Saturday, mostly sunny. Thunderstorms, though, could roll around in the afternoon. High 92, low 72. Right now, sunny, clear, hot, 90. Feels like 94 in Champaign-Urbana.
You ready to clap? That's such a fun game when you're old like me. It is the Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio 93.5. Lon Tay, Jeremy Warner. We are without guests today, and we're doing this on purpose. We're going to chat today. We're leaving it open to you. If you want to give us a call on the Jupiters at the Crossing phone line, go forward. 217-359-2255. Chief Bauer text line, which I know a lot of you kids like to do. 359-2255. So I've been working out, right? You know this. Mm-hmm. And then I had my little issue with my pinched nerve or whatever this is, and my arm went numb. And I still have 3 fingers that are numb at the tip, and it's just driving me nuts. So today, I went and I started to do tricep, and I'm like, all right, I don't know how much, muscle I've lost.
Did you go straight to the weight you normally do?
No. No, I knew going in that it was going to be a struggle.
You tried to shoot a basketball.
Yeah, well, yeah, I started with that.
Feet.
Right, and I'm not a horrible, listen, if you're guarding me, I'm not very good. But if you just play horse with me, I'm one of those guys. I'm one of those old guys that man, he never misses.
Got an old man game.
Yeah, I do. I've got an old man game.
Pop a shot, you're pretty good.
That's exactly right. I've got pretty good form, thanks to Dick Baumgartner's shooting camp back in the day. But yeah, I went to shoot a 15-foot jumper, and it went 7 or 8 feet. And I'm like, what is happening to my arm? And it's my right arm, which, obviously I'm not a muscular guy by any means, but I had a little definition. Mm-hmm. So I start lifting today, and I can't even, it'd be percentage-wise 30% of what I used to lift. Yeah. And it was just frustrating. And it's not even a situation where I look around.
The other tricep is fully strong.
The other one's fine. Yeah. And it's my left arm, so I'm like, that's my weak arm, but yet it's stronger than my...
That's like when I dislocated my ankle my senior year.
Man.
My one calf was ridiculous. It is, right? It's a solid calf.
Exactly.
A decent-looking man calf. But this one had nothing. It was mushy. There was no muscle. Do you have any muscle in there right now?
Yeah, I do have a little.
Okay, yeah. See, I had nothing.
But nothing.
It was like a little baby calf. No, my baby's calf was bigger than that.
It's frustrating. But it's just weird. And then I'm wiping down the area where I was, and I can't even go left or right with my right arm. How long is this going to last? That's the only thing I'm worried about.
All right, would you...
Am I going to have permanent problems in my right hand moving forward? That's not something that I want.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
I can still grab a 12-ounce Bud Light and drink it.
It could be worse.
No, it could be worse. You're right.
You could not have the arm.
That, or I could still be in pain. No, that's the way to go way worse. I thought you were going to say, it could be numb for the rest of your life or in pain.
Yeah.
No, you just went right to you could not have an arm.
Right, you might not have an arm.
That is a great point.
Just throwing it out there.
That's bad, too, and we feel bad.
Anyway, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you should appreciate that there's an arm, you have a little feeling in there.
I do, and I can still grip and throw a slider.
Can you throw a four-seamer?
The 4 I can.
Yeah.
The 2 I can. And then I can even throw like that little knuckle curve.
Yeah.
But I just have no... I don't know.
It could be a really interesting knuckleball now since you can't feel those fingertips. If you want to weigh in and save the show, you can. 359-2255. That's 217-359-2255. Jalen Coleman-Lands is visiting Xavier this weekend. That's according to Brian Snow of Scout.com.
Okay.
He visited DePaul last week. If you're and I heard Notre Dame could be interested in him. What do you think? Where do you think would best fit a Jalen Coleman-Lands?
That's a great question. I think if you're him, you're good enough to play for a team that gets in the NCAA tournament.
Yes.
In other words, what I'm saying is you're better than DePaul. And I'm not saying I understand that they're bringing in some guys.
The thing about DePaul, he's getting a lot of shots.
Right. So
a lot of shots.
And that was going to be my second point.
Sorry.
So, you're fine. Thunder. You're fine. You're good enough to play for a team like Xavier or someone like that you know is rolling along right now. Butler, somebody like that. I'm not sure they're even looking at him, but it's one of those situations where you feel like, all right, you're back home, you're back in Indiana, you're playing. Isn't he from Indy?
Mm-hmm.
So you'd kind of be home and you'd be
Butler
playing.
was interested before they left.
Oh, okay.
Their coach left, Chris Holtman.
That's true. Okay, so Holtman, is gone, so now they're not. But then on the flip side, you go to DePaul and you're going to get tons of shots. Personally, I think Jalen Coleman-Lands is going to get plenty of shots wherever he's at. So I'd rather be at a place like Xavier. I think that'd be his best spot.
Oh, and Chris Mack's a great coach. That's a team with a chance to win a lot.
Don't they play pretty good defense, though? That's not
depends on what you want. If you're JCL, do you want to be the man?
True.
You could be that at DePaul.
You could.
If you want to be a part of a great program with a great coach, I'm going to Xavier.
Without a doubt. And you never know.
Or if Notre Dame is that interested in you.
True. And the bonds you develop with a coach that sometimes is pretty strong. And if he and Shane Hireman had that kind of a bond in high school or at the I don't even know, do you call that high school? If they had that kind of a bond, then maybe that's strong enough to say, I'm going to DePaul. I like coaching or playing for him, and he'll make it feel, I'll feel comfortable there.
Jalen's played with Tiger Campbell too, right?
Oh, that's right.
And Tiger's going to be there next year when Jalen becomes eligible.
I forgot about that. Old Tigger. Old Tigger and JCL in the backcourt.
Is it still odd to you that JCL is transferring?
Yes, it is. And I think it's going to hurt a little bit more than we think this year and next.
I think
might be the only one that thinks that.
I'm with you. I mean, it's much better to have him.
Yes.
It's much better to have him. You do have some talented guards.
Right.
But as we said then, I mean, landing Allstork made it a lot easier to take. But now you're counting on Trent Frazier to take that role.
Right.
I mean, you need Trent Frazier to be a sharpshooter right away, and he's got the talent.
Yes.
And I do like that Trent has more attacking to his game. We'll see if he's got it in the Big Ten. That'll be a transition for him. But you do have guards.
He's a thin kid, isn't he, Trent?
Yeah, Trent's, and he's 6 foot.
Okay.
More 6 foot, 6'1" than JCL's a little longer than that.
Yeah, he is.
JCL 6'2", 6'3".
Will I forever, when you say Trent Frazier, think of Trent Meacham and
Chester Frazier?
Chester Frazier immediately. It's like a combination of those two.
I'm sure people will make that mistake a lot. Yeah,
guy that could maybe play some D.
Chester was
move the ball.
Pretty big man, strong man.
He was. He totally was.
Not much of a shot on him.
No, it's exciting. I mean, I'm excited for that, and good luck to JCL. It's too bad.
I wonder if it's just I think people get in his ear, and Shane probably.
Oh yeah.
Going to DePaul has a big effect on this. People get in your ear. Mark Smith's coming. Trent Frazier's coming. Everybody's talking about them. You didn't have a great year last year.
Right.
I do want to remind people he was not suspended, but he's suspended for the start of games, right? A couple times.
Yes,
that's right. A couple times this year.
That's right.
And it's because he was showing up late to practice sometimes. Right. That to me is a red flag.
That shows the displeasure for either your coaching staff or
and if
an issue with you, and it didn't seem like JCL would be a kid that would have issues like that.
And I know it's easier to say it now because John Gross is gone and JCL just left. But John kept talking about, I think our culture was getting there in year 5. That's a problem.
Yes.
And it is a problem to me that if a kid's showing up late, one time, okay, you suspend him to start a game. Second time, you're gone for the game.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're talking about building a culture and setting a tone,
yep.
I think he gave those guys a little bit too much leeway. Brad Underwood's not going to do that.
Yeah, no, not at all.
John Gross was a quote-unquote player's coach.
Right.
Brad Underwood coaches.
Yes, he doesn't care.
He's a hard driver, but there's love there too. It's that you've seen it with Frank Martin, you've seen it with Bob Huggins. those players love him if they stay, but you need the right guys. So in the long run, I mean, short run, this will probably hurt Illinois.
Yeah.
In the long run, might help them just because you don't have to deal with that. I mean, you want players bought in to your scheme, to your style, all of that.
I like going forward, I'm not ripping on John Gross at all when I do this, all right? So just so everybody out there knows, I like John and et cetera. But it almost felt like he was always like, how do I say that? Like Underwood is going to, like for instance, he would bench a guy and not care if he lost the game because he wants to get the point across to help his team in the future. Whereas Gross, it seemed like, was always worried about, all right, I've got to win to save my job. I've got to win.
From the start.
That's what I mean, from the start.
And it was,
so even the way you recruited.
Yeah, the way you recruited to get all these transfers
right.
to win a couple games. Always felt like he thought he didn't have enough leeway. We got to make the NCAA tournament this year. We have to. And you took risks because of it, or you took a bunch of transfers. And Sean Harrington brought this up very early in his tenure, in John Gross's tenure, that I don't like going a lot of transfers because they all have agendas.
That's a good call.
And it's not those kids' fault, but Mark Allstork has an agenda, right? He's coming here to use Illinois.
Yeah, he wants to prove at a Power 5 he can score.
Now, Illinois is using him, of course, the same way, right? I mean, this is a mutually beneficial using of each other.
Absolutely.
You know, adults can do this.
I like this.
So, I mean, but you don't want 4 or 5 of them.
Right.
You want prospects who are bought into your culture, sometimes younger guys.
Yes.
A lot more impressionable.
Amen.
Right?
Oh, amen.
And they're more likely to listen to their coach, especially if they're going to be there 3 or 4 years. So I think it's easier to build a culture that way, bring in the kids that you want, not that have been somewhere else, have done this, of transferring, and that always is a red flag if somebody's transferring. I'm not saying it's bad character right away, but it's a red flag at least. So I do like that Brad Underwood, even if a multi-year transfer might help in the post in 2018-19 and 2019-20, maybe a little bit more. I like that he's going to Boyd Bowden.
No, I agree.
I like that he's going to Slovenian. I think that can build a culture even if it hurts a little in year one.
Well, and I think for a lot of Illini fans that were around, I'm not making this an old thing, but like we didn't used to have transfers, right? I mean, you did on occasion. You had a rare... This kid's transferring out of Kenny Battle, stuff like that. Basically, you had JUCOs more than anything. You just had a JUCO come in.
Kenny was on IU, right?
Yes. Yeah, so he wasn't. No, you're right. And I'm sorry, I wasn't even specific to Kenny, but just in my mind, I started thinking P.J. Bowman came from Parkland, right? So a lot of times your transfer or a new guy on your team was just a JUCO guy that you came and maybe you needed to fill a depth or something. So people today that were fans back then, they're not used to that. They're not used to the transfer, and there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's great for the kids. I think it's fine for the game, whatever. But they're used to and this always comes to my mind, they're used to the team of a Robert Archibald and a Demir Krapalia and a Lucas Johnson.
Well, that's what they're trying to build.
Exactly. And that's where I was getting is the fact
I keep stealing your thunder.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Well, because I'm taking too long to get to it is a problem. But I think that's the one thing that Illini fans maybe will like better. And I don't know that we faulted John Gross early because we didn't know that it wasn't going to work. And I think we realized that it made sense.
On paper.
Yes.
There's rationale there.
Yes.
Like you sit there and you go, okay, you plug in Aaron Cosby's 10 points a game.
Right.
You plug in Darius Paul 10 and 6 a game. You plug in Ravonte Rice 15 points a game. And the next year, and then Malcolm Hill and Kendrick Nunn grow with them. And
correct.
That team's going to be pretty good.
Correct.
On paper.
Right.
Sometimes even guys like me who love that stuff, love metrics, love stats, all that, they're humans.
Yes, they are.
And a big part of this thing is the human element of it all, and they're all young men, right, that have things going on in their lives, and you want to make sure, that stuff really, really matters. I love advanced metrics, I love advanced stats. It only tells part of the story.
No doubt. There's no doubt.
I hate when people go, oh, that's all, you guys are just all stat heads. No, it's just part of the story that you put in with the human element, the character part of it.
You had no idea that Darius Paul was going to happen with Darius Paul. You had no idea. Neither did John Gross. When you look
Aaron
at
Cosby produced at Seton Hall. A pretty good program.
Absolutely.
And couldn't do it here.
That's correct. So now you've got a guy like Brad Underwood that is saying, and I'm fine with it. Because I was even to the point where, all right, if I'm Underwood, I'd just take 3 senior grad transfers and just get some depth and move on, and then you got all these scholarships next year. But he doesn't want to do that. He would rather develop. And what's funny,
what if you whiff on those kids, you can get these kids now.
That's exactly right. And here I am, fresh off 5 years of doing that to produce nothing. And shame on myself for even thinking that. Yeah. So I sit here and think, all right, now he's got a kid from Slovenia and a kid that was going to go to UIC. Is that ideal? No. But at least by the time they're juniors and seniors, these kids may be really productive on top of you're now adding other kids to this and building a roster that's going to be around. Yeah. And I think Illinois fans will love that with Brad Underwood.
John Beilein approach.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I
go
think
old school, Brad. He is old school.
That is the model.
Yes.
For me, it's what Michigan has done with John Beilein. I'm glad they found a guy who's a highly intelligent X's and O's program builder at Stephen F. Austin, turned around a program at Oklahoma State. Now, there are questions because John Beilein did it for a long time at West Virginia.
Sure.
We didn't see it for a long time with Brad Underwood yet, but I like that mold of a guy who surrounds himself with recruiters, knows he's got to surround himself with recruiters.
Amen.
But when it comes to being a head coach and a CEO of a program,
he's going to do it.
He seems like he's doing that pretty well.
And he's taking a little bit of a risk with All-Star. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it's kind
People don't talk about that enough, right?
No, they don't. We don't. And we never have faulted Ray Rice with what he did here. He was great. But there was a little bit of that, male alpha dog in him that I think scared guys like Malcolm.
Yes. I wanted to ask him yesterday, what happened that year?
I know.
Right? I mean, we asked them all there. I don't think they know.
We even alluded a little bit to that when Ray Rice was out, and we looked around the room.
Somebody else had to step up.
Whose turn is it?
I thought Ray was great being an alpha dog. They needed that.
Yes, they did.
Right? But those other guys couldn't figure out how to play with that kind of player.
The good news is you've got a kid like All-Star coming in who can help mold a little bit. If it all works out perfectly.
I don't think he's got to help mold. I think he's just got to put points on the board.
Well, that's true. No, yeah, you're right. You know what? Go out and score 14-16. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll be fine with that and let everybody else kind of – but it'll be again, I'm interested, very interested for the first time in a while in Illinois basketball season.
Is Anthony Rizzo the greatest leadoff hitter of all time? And I got a list.
What's the record for most leadoff home runs in a row, consecutive?
I mean, it has to be Ricky, right? I mean,
it'd probably be him. That's it, because this could be, if he does it again tonight, that'd be 3 straight nights.
When we come back, I want to ask you, since you saw most of his career.
Yes.
Where would you put Ricky Henderson among the best players of your lifetime?
You have to understand when you say that I saw most of his career, I saw maybe 3 games. I mean, that's the problem. We didn't see games.
Okay.
So it's hard. I'm being honest. It's hard for me.
I mean, that baseball card, though.
Ricky Henderson, I mean, the guy could do everything. So I don't mean to.
All right, when we come back,
we can still play that.
I'd like to chat about that a little bit.
But stinks, man. You kids today, you got it all.
There also was a milestone hit last night that's going to inspire a list.
You just made me mad there because I just started thinking to myself, we got jobs.
You got 1 game a week, right?
Yeah, Saturday? That was it. This week in baseball.
And you didn't get to see any AL teams.
No. Well, no. I mean, listen, All-Star games meant something when I was young because it's like, oh, that's what Ricky Henderson looks like? Yeah. I mean, we didn't have the internet. We had to look in the paper.
Yeah.
Man, we got jobbed. You kids today, I don't want to hear one. First of all, you got fidget spinners.
I did live pre-internet, Lon. You got to remember, I did grow up pre-internet.
What did you do?
I had like 9-10 years of my life.
What did you do?
AOL, dial-up. And even when you had AOL dial-up, it was such a pain to use.
Oh, I can remember the first time Gene and I got that in Sullivan. It was like you'd connect to the internet, and it was like...
Like you could accomplish in 10 minutes what it took for 3 hours on the internet, and it cost a hell of a lot more money to do it back then.
Oh, that's painful.
Like downloading a 3.5-minute song, kids.
Oh.
That took an hour on dial-up.
You basically left the room and went and did something different.
Right.
And you came back to see where it was loading.
And then your mom got mad at you when she found the phone bill, because that's how you got internet, was a phone. And you couldn't get calls in when you were on the internet?
No, right.
So they kept yelling at you?
That's the other thing.
That was my childhood.
Yep. You didn't have call waiting. That's funny, man. We had it rough. We had it rough. These kids today.
High-speed internet and their devices. Like I got 3 screens in front of me right now.
Right. Right. I do too. I got 4. I got 4 screens in front of me.
All with internet.
Harry, when I was in college, because he's looking at me, shaking his head, then we got to catch a break. When I was in college, we had 11 dorms. Thompson Point at SIU. There was 1 computer lab that had how many? Guess how many computers? 6. That's it. And all we did was type papers. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason you used it.
Did you guys have like your own personal typewriter? We had a typewriter at home. Like when I went to my mom's
Why do
work.
You have to go. You mean me in college?
Yeah. So
can you imagine me hauling around a typewriter
like,
around
instead
campus?
of a laptop in your backpack, like it fits easily.
Along with my Walkman.
You got this huge suitcase of a typewriter that you got to plug in.
No, I did not.
An electronic typewriter.
No, but I did in my first job at WSIL, my first TV job. I typed scripts, and there were 3 carbon copies that you would rip one off. You'd keep one. You'd give one to the director. You'd give one to the producer. Isn't that great? The good old days.
Something about the typewriter. It's beautiful.
You're still looking for one, right? You still?
I'd like one as an antique.
You would
in my house.
like so if somebody out there,
like eventually, like if I have an office ever in my house. Yes, I will have a typewriter.
So if somebody has a really cool, but you got to send a picture because I actually thought I had one. I sent it to Jeremy. You're like, it's not antique enough.
One.
So if somebody out there, look, I'll say this. I don't care. You're not doing it. If somebody out there has a cool typewriter that you want to give Jeremy, just send us a picture.
I'll take freebies.
Absolutely. We're all about that. And if you want to bring candy to the station, we're fine too. It's the Tay and J Show.
An ESPN Radio Mike and Mike Extra Point.
After the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, I said on this show that if those 2 guys fought again, I would not buy it. You could not. I wouldn't watch it. You couldn't give it to me free. I wouldn't buy it. I will buy this. Yeah. I may regret it. I recognize it as a show. I recognize that as a fight, it is probably a joke. I recognize that it'll be one-sided. But I'm in. You've got me. I'm 100% sold. I've wanted to see something like this all of my life. We got to see it in the opening scenes of the classic film Rocky III, but that was just a movie. And Hulk Hogan at the end of the day has thunder lips. That stuff was fake, and this stuff is not. So Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, do I think McGregor will get a glove on him? Probably not. Do I think McGregor has any chance at all to win? Probably not. But I am absolutely intrigued and entertained, and I'm in.
Hear more from Mike and Mike tomorrow morning on ESPN Radio.
Howdy, folks. Colonel Sanders here to announce that KFC's new Spicy Crispy Zinger Chicken Sandwich is now available in a $5 fill-up for a limited time. Why? Because who wants to spend $7 on a meal at a burger place when you could spend $5 on a hand-breaded Zinger Chicken Sandwich, wages, a cookie, and a drink at KFC? I mean, we specialize in chicken. You need another reason? I didn't think so. Try the Zinger in a $5 fill-up at KFC today. KFC, it's finger-licking good. Limited time offer at participating KFCs. Tax extra.
Gentlemen, hurry into JCPenney's biggest sale of the season. Raise your game with great savings on menswear designed by Michael Strahan exclusively at JCPenney. Get 50% off suit separates and dress shirts from Collection by Michael Strahan. And up to 40% off MSX activewear, including big and tall. Save more with a coupon for $10 off when you spend $25 or more on select items. Hurry, and Sunday. That's getting your penny's worth. JCPenney. Coupon valid 6/14 to 6/18. Some exclusions and restrictions apply. See store at jcp.com for details. Season refers to 6/14 to 6/18.
Are you looking for a new home or planning to refinance your existing home? Hi, this is Todd Duracon from First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, getting you and your home faster with loan closings in 30 days, mortgage loans, and refinancing that's fast, friendly, and local. We invite you to visit our experienced team of mortgage experts to find out how First Federal Savings Bank can help you with your loan closing in 30 days. For more information, visit 356bank.com. First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana. Get what you want out of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Matthew 28:18-20 states, Then Jesus came to them and said, All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and teach them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. Jesus charges us to spread his message to all ends of the earth. How are you spreading his message? Support local and international ministries and get involved. This message brought to you by the Blossom Basket Floor.
Oh, hey, hi, hello there. It's me, your air conditioner. You can call me AC if you want, but Mr. Conditioner is my dad's name. Okay, listen, you may have noticed that I'm using a lot of energy right now, and that's why you need to call an expert. Yep, the experts can give me a precision tune-up, so you'll save up to 30% on energy bills, and I won't have to work so hard, which is great because I'm about to pass out.
At Chief Bauer Service Experts, save $41 off an AC Precision Tune-Up. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit chiefbauer.com. For expert service guaranteed.
Call 866-EXPERTS.
Home is where the art is. It's where every day begins and ends. It's a place for big occasions and small. Home is where stories unfold and where they are told. We may leave, but we always come home again.
First Financial Bank can help you achieve the home of your dreams. Talk with one of our friendly loan officers and we'll help you find the loan that's right for you. Consider it our way of saying welcome home. From First Financial Bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Eat, shop, play, and explore. Rediscover Campus Town. Every Thursday now through August 17th during 13 Thursdays. Summer's finally here and we're loving the specials in Campus Town. You can find great deals on clothing, accessories, and food each Thursday during 13 Thursdays at participating businesses. Save big this summer when you shop and eat your way through Campus Town. And enjoy 1 hour free parking at the campus parking deck located on 6th and Healy each and every Thursday. Visit ChampagneCenter.com. 13 Thursdays is presented by the Champagne Center Partnership.
Tolono Fun Day has a great parade that steps off at 11 a.m. on June 24th, going from East Side to West Side Park. Brought to you by Brian's Buildings in Tolono. Saturday, June 24th features 3 local bands with music between 4 and 10. The Boom Boom Boys with their fireworks show spectacular. Don't forget the Tolono Twilight Track Friday after 6 on June 23rd, thanks to Busey Bank in Tolono. And then see the free movie Moana. Support Tolono Fun Day by getting your golf cart raffle ticket before they run out from Battery Specialist Plus Golf Cars. Details on Facebook. Just search Tolono Fun Day.
Matthew 28:18-20 states, Then Jesus came to them and said, All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and teach them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. Jesus charges us to spread his message to all ends of the earth. How are you spreading his message? Support local and international ministries and get involved. This message brought to you by the Blossom Basket Floors.
During warm weather, you need your AC to keep you cool. See your Champagne CarX man right now for an air conditioning performance check starting at $29.99. At CarX Tire and Auto, we can handle everything your car needs from maintenance to repair. And we'll get your air conditioning running perfectly just in time for summer. So don't sweat it. See your CarX man at any of our 3 Champagne locations for a $29.99 air conditioning performance check. All your car needs is CarX Tire and Auto.
Don't worry, call the CarX man.
When the tent goes up, the prices go down. Shields Auto Group's great tent event happening this week across from the Super Walmart in Rantoul. Look for the big tent and save. 2 dealerships, 9 manufacturers. Used vehicles with payments as low as $149 a month. New vehicles priced at actual invoice. Discounts up to 25% off MSRP. Great tent event happening this week. Shields Auto Center and Shields Auto Mart have combined their inventory for this gigantic event. Over 300 vehicles. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac. 0 down payments, 0% financing, up to 72 months. Cash rebates, on the spot financing, top dollar for your trade. And almost every vehicle we sell comes with a full powertrain warranty, so you never, ever have to worry. Shields Auto Center and Shields Auto Mart. Great tent event happening this week across from the Super Walmart in Rantoul. Look for the big tent and save. On approved credit payments based on 5.99% interest for 48 months. Tax title license of 1,000 down. Stock number 40532.
Taffy.
4:30, I'm Jeremy Warner with your Sports Center update. With the service you get from State Farm, you might think their car insurance costs more, but with discounts up to 40%, you may find it even costs less. Call State Farm agent John Kaywood in Champaign at 217-367-1105. Former Illinois guard Jalen Coleman lands on an official visit to Xavier. That's according to Scout.com's Brian Snow. Coleman Lands already took a visit to DePaul. He averaged 8 points per game as a sophomore. He has 2 years of eligibility remaining, but must sit out next season due to transfer rules. NCAA is suspending Louisville coach Rick Pitino for the first 5 games of the ACC schedule next season for failing to properly monitor his program. Louisville will not be banned from future postseasons, but will vacate all records from 2010 to 2014, which means the 2013 national title could be in jeopardy. Pitino said he has lost faith in the NCAA, and they will file an appeal. No school has ever been forced to vacate a national championship. Afternoon baseball, the White Sox lead 5-1 over Baltimore in the top of the 9th inning in that one. The Cubs have the day off, and the Cardinals look to bounce back after last night's loss. Michael Wacha in the starting bump tonight against Zach Davies and the Brewers. You can hear it here loud and clear on ESPN Radio 93.5. U.S. Open first round started today at Erin Hills up near the Illinois-Wisconsin border. Ricky Fowler, the clubhouse leader at 7 under. Fleetwood, Harmon, and Koepka. It's a great accounting firm. Yeah, it's all tied at second at 5 under. Na Leishman at 4 under as well, but a good start for Ricky Fowler. Illinois has announced the Dyke Edelman Award winners for this year. Lon, can you guess the women's? You said it yesterday.
Oh, I said it yet.
Nicole Evans, softball, wins the women's award.
My bad.
Isaiah Martinez, the men's award.
Okay.
Well deserved.
Hey, summer means pools, picnics, relaxation. It's also the perfect time for a mid-year financial checkup. If you've fallen behind your goals, Busey can help you get back on track. Here are a few tips from their experts. How about rethink big goals? Financial assessments in the Resource Center on Busey.com. There's great tools on there to see if you're on track for saving for retirement, college, and major purchases. Also, have you been sticking to a budget, young man? Review and ensure you're not overextending yourself. Make changes if you think you can pay more and cut back if needed. And plan to pay off debt as swiftly as your cash flow allows. That is the biggest one right there. Plan to pay off debt as swiftly as your cash flow allows. Review credit card statements. Determine if your balance has increased or decreased. Whatever your financial goal, Busey can help. From retirement planning to funding your child's college education, from buying your first home to expanding your business, Busey can do it all. Enjoy your summer free of financial worries to work towards achieving your financial goals today. Visit Busey.com or stop by one of their many convenient locations. Busey.com.
So we just brought up Ricky Henderson.
Yeah.
For some reason.
He was good.
He was one of my favorite players growing up.
You loved him, didn't you?
Because, one, he was fast. And I loved base stealers and the green and yellow.
He was brash, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a green.
I was an Oakland A's fan because of their colors early on.
That's funny that it's weird. Obviously you're a Bulls fan, but I figure maybe be a Celtics.
Ricky Henderson played 25 years in Major League Baseball.
He did?
Yeah. He's the all-time leader in runs in Major League Baseball, 2,295. All-time leader in steals, and no one's close, at 1,406. All-time leader in caught stealing, 335, but that's still a pretty dang good percentage.
So how many total did he steal? 14?
1,406.
And caught 330 or so.
279 average, 401 on base percentage.
Wow.
419 slugging, 820 OPS. People forget he had 297 career home runs.
Unbelievable. How about that for a leadoff guy?
Yeah.
That's your leadoff guy.
One of the best players of all time.
And he was one of those guys that was ripped before you really noticed guys started getting ripped.
Yeah, he was like, he wasn't like giant.
No.
He was like skinny jacked.
That's what I mean. He
was
just
like athletically cut.
Yeah, not like huge.
Like Rajon Rondo.
Correct.
Jacked.
Just ripped.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that was the case with him, which is cool. And part of the reason we brought up Ricky Henderson was Anthony Rizzo has led off the last two games for the Cubs and homered in his first at bat. And I wondered who's done that 3 times. I know they don't play today, thank you, but that still doesn't matter. I mean, if he does it tomorrow, it would still be 3 consecutive games where he led off a game with a home run. I'm not sure if that's ever been done. I'm sure it has.
We got to get the interns on.
I know.
Did you not give him that?
Has anybody hit 3 consecutive leadoff home runs? Is that the way you would type that in, I guess? You know, there's an art, by the way. There is an art to what you type into Google.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Keywords, man.
Like, for instance, you can find something in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Now, it takes
Now, there's a computer right in front of me.
Well, no. But still, like, if I had a computer right in front of me and you were running the board, whatever, it would still take me 30 seconds because I don't even know what to type in. Do they teach that? They teach you kids this stuff?
No, it's just you figure it out. Trial and error.
You've done it so much. You know what I'm playing right now? Oh, wait, it's a different song.
That's Rick Pitino.
That was my bad.
Scenes from an Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
You do love making that reference. All right, where do you think Ricky Henderson ranks all time in wins above replacement? Which is kind of a value. I know it's kind of arbitrary.
No.
It's not arbitrary, but it's based on your career stats.
All time.
Wins above replacement.
All time wins above replacement. It's got to be pretty high.
Babe Ruth is number 1 at 183.6. Cy Young, Walter Johnson, Barry Bonds, Willie Mays. That's your top 5.
I'd say Ricky's 19.
You really just hit that on the mark?
I swear. I did not. Is he really 19?
He's 19th.
I did not. I mean, I haven't. Look, I just told you it takes me 30 seconds to Google something.
He's 19th all the time. 110.8. That's amazing. Tom Seaver right behind him. Mickey Mantle behind him. He's right behind Lou Gehrig at 18. Kid Nichols, who can forget
that
Kid Nichols back in the day. A-Rod's number 16.
Is he really?
Ted Williams, 14. If Ted Williams didn't go to war, we'd be talking about him probably in the top 5.
Homered his first at bat back from war. Who are the top 5 again? Was there a pitcher in the top 5?
There's 2. Babe Ruth, Cy Young, Walter Johnson, Barry Bonds, Willie Mays.
Okay.
Cy Young pitched 22 years, and those guys pitched, 40, 50 games a year?
Yes, they did.
It's no Oz Radburn. Oz Radburn, 79 games pitched this year, all complete games. Walter Johnson, 21 years he played. Ty Cobb, 6. Hank Aaron, 7. Roger Clemens, 8.
Wow.
Tris Speaker, 9. Honest Wagner, 10.
Try Speaker. I'm going to get you to say that right.
Is it Try?
Try Speaker, yeah. I swear.
I've never heard Try Speaker.
Try Speaker.
Okay. Is that true?
No. I think it's Try Speaker.
Stan Musial, 11. Rogers Hornsby, 12. There's your run of Cardinals. Eddie Collins, 13. Ted Williams, 14.
Okay. That's pretty impressive. That's really
Ricky
impressive.
Henderson, 19. So that just tells you how good he was.
Where was, Bonds, you said, was 4.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of the first modern day guy, or in other words, in our
and
era.
And then Roger Clemens, 8.
That's really impressive.
All right, Lon, I got a list for you, though.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Try. I do think it's Try.
He's got a list. Jeremy has got a list. He's got a list. Jeremy has got a list. 'Cause we love to go through lists just to mess with the lawn.
All right, Curtis Granderson.
Yes.
Became the 9th active player now that Ryan Howard has retired.
Okay.
To hit 300 career home runs. I had to look him up last night, Lon, because I forgot his 40 home run years.
Oh, yeah.
2011 and 12 with the Yankees. Speaking of, I think he was a leadoff hitter, hit 41 and 43 home runs that year. He's mashed for a while. 300 career home runs for Curtis Granderson, a big one against the Cubs, who ended up being broke the tie last night with the Cubs. He is one of 9 active players with 300 home runs.
Here we go.
Can you name the other 8 active players with more than 300 career home runs? Albert Pujols, number 1 on that list, 601.
Who's the kid for the Rangers? Beltre?
I will give you a minute, and then Nathan DeHaan, who's a baseball fan, can come in and help you.
Adrian Beltre.
Adrian Beltre is number 3 on the active list, 446.
Let me think here. Who am I
You've knocked
forgetting?
out 1 and 3 really quickly.
I'm trying to think of people that have played a while.
Think of guys who came up late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. But it still doesn't help in this situation.
I mean, who's one of the most similar players to Albert Pujols?
Oh, Miggy.
Miggy Cabrera, number 2. He's got 451 career home runs.
If you put one of those things on my veins right now to test my heartbeat, do you think it just elevates during the list?
All right, I'll give you another clue. 2 guys used to play for the Cardinals.
2 guys used to play for the Cardinals.
There's 3 guys on this list who used to play on the Cardinals. You already got 1 with Albert.
Carlos Beltran.
Carlos Beltran, number 4, 429.
Let me think here.
Don't get clues from
this
them.
is a different one.
Okay.
This is a question about the leadoff.
All right, so you got 1, 2, 3, and 4 so far.
Who?
5, 6, 7, and 8.
Jimmy Edmonds not playing anymore.
Come on, it's your boy.
It's my boy?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He just passed 300 this year.
It's my boy.
With a different team.
Oh, no. Who am I forgetting?
You loved his contract. Jill Guth loves him.
Oh, Matt Holliday.
It's Matt Holliday. 308 career home runs. Okay, you got 3 more guys on this list. 1 signed a massive offseason deal on a team that was really good last year.
Who was really good?
It was almost a surprise that he was available this late in free agency.
Nathan, you helping me here? Hold on, I got to turn the Nathan, welcome to the Tay and J Show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I had one that was surprising. Jose Bautista on there?
Yes, Jose Bautista, 319, late bloomer.
Representing Muhammad.
This guy that I'm
Jose
trying to...
Bautista, not representing Muhammad.
You are, yes.
The guy that I was trying to give you a clue for used to be teammates with Jose Bautista.
Oh, no, my goodness.
He's got a really unique home run trot.
Yeah. I'm in the same situation with you where I can think of that Blue Jays team.
Lon, look at me. It's the guy who does this when he's running around the bases.
It's
signed with the team that played in the World Series last year.
Is it Jose Bautista? No, wait, we just said that. We just said that. Who?
He hasn't had a great start to the season.
I know, but who's he? Oh my goodness.
His first and last name start with the same letter. I've given you
Albert Almora. I'm kidding. I can see him. I just can't think of his name. Edwin Encarnacion.
Yes.
I just could not think of
All
his
right,
name.
this last guy has gone downhill really quick. The Cardinals have played his team a lot in the playoffs and knocking them out a lot in the playoffs.
Ooh.
Former number 1 pick in the MLB draft, but he didn't do well with his first team.
Okay. Not Andrew McCutchen. We haven't
Starts
played
with the same letter. His first name starts with the same letter as Andrew McCutchen.
Let's see. They've played him a lot in the playoffs.
First baseman.
It would be the Dodger. Oh, Adrian Gonzalez.
Nice.
Thanks for the help, Nathan.
He's got 309 home runs.
Okay.
Next to get on that list will be Nelson Cruz. He's at 298. Ryan Braun, 292. Robinson Cano, 289.
Ooh.
And who could forget Mark Reynolds, 268.
Mark Reynolds.
Jay Bruce has 258. The first guy under 30 on this list, Justin Upton.
Oh, wow.
234.
Has he had a good career?
Yes.
I mean, he has.
He's former number 1 pick, and he's had a great career.
Is it because he's the former number 1 and kind of struggled to get kind of footing?
And he's making $160 million or something like that on his contract.
I love this. Are you sure Lon is an actual baseball fan? Hey, I drove like 5 and 9.
By the way, the guy we talked a lot before, 27 years old, Stanton, 225 home runs.
Wow, okay.
And that's with a lot of missed time.
Okay.
So if he'd been healthy, he'd probably be at 300 right now and well on his way to 500.
Yeah, easy. All right, so Harry looked it up. In 1996, Brady Anderson. Who can forget Brady? One of the steroid guys.
He should have been the face of steroids.
Yes. Yeah, because all of a sudden.
Him and Brett Boone. When those guys started hitting 40 bombs.
I mean, Brady Anderson hit like 22 home runs, and then he hit like 60. Right?
50.
Or 50. He hit like 51. So in 96, Brady Anderson hit 4 consecutive leadoff home runs for Baltimore. 4 consecutive games he led off a game with a home run. That's impressive.
You got some work
to do, Riz. You and I said the same thing. All right, 359-2255. If you'd like to weigh in, you can. Just be nice to me. It's the Tay and J Show.
Hey, what are we doing for your birthday party this summer? Well, I was hoping to have a cookout like last summer. What? Don't you remember all those mosquito bites we got last year?
Good news, girls. Not only is Prairie View taking care of everyone's dandelions, now I'm going to take care of all their mosquitoes, too.
Yay!
Enjoy a bug-free summer. For all your mosquito control needs, call Lindy at Prairie View Landscaping and Turf Management at 355-9422. That's 355-9422 for mosquito control from Prairie View Landscaping.
Got a question? Talk to our experts at StevieJay.com. Experts are ready to answer your questions for free. Looking for cool trends in clothing or gear as you support area teams? Game Day Spirit is the official fan store of the Fighting Illini. Landscaping tips are also available from Country Arbor's Nursery. New tile or soft surfaces in your home or business? Flooring Surfaces, where the world is at your feet. Experts are available now online at StevieJay.com.
You already know Houlihan's Restaurant and Bar at the iHotel is a great restaurant, but don't forget about the bar. Fantastic drink specials and mouth-watering menu items from snacks to full meals, a nice selection of draft, craft, and domestic beers, and just about any cocktail you can imagine. Watch a game with multiple flat screens on all sides of the bar, or grab some tables and make it a party. Drink specials daily, plus Houlihan's is now serving a delicious hot breakfast 7 days a week. Houlihan's at the iHotel. Check them out at the corner of 1st Street and St. Mary's Road, just south of the State Farm Center.
Coach Mike Ditka is not just talking sports. What will he say next? Hear him here Monday and Friday mornings from 7:30 to 8 with Brother Johnny and me, Stevie J, on ESPN Radio 93.5.
This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. What will you do during the next market correction? At Provident, we believe a sound financial plan is the surest way to avoid panic during market volatility. Contact us today to put a plan in place for you. Find us online at ProvidentFinancialGroupLLC.com. Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network.
Provident, partnerships built on trust.
member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Guidance, trust, protection, service. It's the mantra of GTPS Insurance. When you work with GTPS, you'll never have to call an 800 number in a different state. You deal with people who live and work in our community and know it's important to your business. GTPS is your local source for business insurance, property, general liability, workers' compensation, and group health insurance, and they'll work with you to formulate the best package for the needs of you and your business. Contact a GTPS insurance agent today at 359-9000 or visit online at gtpsinsurance.com.
Eat, shop, play, and explore. Rediscover Campus Town every Thursday now through August 17th during 13 Thursdays. Summer's finally here and we're loving the specials in Campus Town. You can find great deals on clothing, accessories, and food each Thursday during 13 Thursdays at participating businesses. Save big this summer when you shop and eat your way through Campus Town. And enjoy 1 hour free parking at the campus parking deck located on 6th and Healy each and every Thursday. Visit ChampagneCenter.com. 13 Thursdays is presented by the Champagne Center Partnership.
Matthew 28:18-20 states, Then Jesus came to them and said, All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and teach them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. Jesus charges us to spread his message to all ends of the earth. How are you spreading his message? Support local and international ministries and get involved. This message brought to you by the Blossom Basket Floors.
Man, that'd be hard. It is the Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio 93.5. Not exactly the way you need to start a segment. Lonte, Jeremy Warner, 359-2255 if you'd like to weigh in. We're thinking of trivia questions for you kids out there, but
I mean, this one's, we can give some clues.
Yeah, Harry's given two. One of them was pretty easy.
I think. It was which quarterback has had the most total yards in a game?
Dave Wilson.
I think most people know Dave Wilson.
Yes.
Was pretty, I mean, we probably would have gotten some juice and Kittner.
I guess. I think even let's say 20-year-olds, they would know Dave Wilson.
But if you've looked at the record book once in your life, I think you know Dave Wilson had one hell of a game that one time. But yeah, I like this question.
I do too.
It's difficult, but we'll give a clue.
Okay.
So it is our Wheel of Games brought to you by Game Day Spirit.
You know I'm going to do this.
Yes. Throughout the summer, we're giving out great prizes from Game Day Spirit, the official fan store of the Tay and J Show. Visit them on South Neal and online at GameDaySpirit.com.
They're getting ready to move soon.
Yeah, they're also on campus, of course. Game Day Spirit, proud sponsor of ESPN and the Tay and J Show, and the official fan store of the Fighting Illini.
Game Day Spirit.
So... this is a great question. I just got to term it the right way. You're not keeping the game show music?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
No, I'm sorry. You did. You know what? I don't know why I didn't.
I just like that background.
Well, you got done with the read, and I thought, all right, well, we're done. And then I'm like, wait, we haven't even asked the question.
All right. So besides Missouri, which non-conference team has Illinois basketball played the most?
Wow.
In the entire history of the program? I will give a clue.
Are we texting this in?
Yeah, text at 359-2255.
Okay.
217-359-2255. The first one to get it will get the fidget spinner.
Yes, the Illini fidget spinner.
The Illini fidget spinner from Game Day Spirit.
Kids will be happy.
You can check them out at Game Day Spirit. I'm sure they'll get a lot of traffic for the fidget spinner.
It's probably their biggest seller.
It should be. So if you got a kid, they want the fidget spinner, go to Game Day Spirit. You can get that. And online at GameDaySpirit.com.
So what team other than Missouri, what non-conference team other than Missouri has Illinois played the most in basketball?
In history of Illinois. I will give you a clue. This school has been in the news a little bit recently.
Okay.
It's also a Midwest program.
Okay. That's probably all you need to say.
Okay.
I think that's pretty good. Those are two. I mean, the Midwest thing really narrows it down, and then, of course, yeah, I think I like this.
Been in the news lately. I don't think they wanted to be in the news.
No, that's a good way to say that. It wasn't positive.
But then they had some positive news later.
Exactly.
So 359-2255, 217-359-2255 if you have that answer.
That's cool.
Dave Wilson. Do you remember that game?
Yes, I do.
585 yards.
Dave Wilson was unreal. Illinois, with those quarterbacks back in the day, with Dave Wilson, Tony Eason, that run they went on was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave Wilson, I mean, of course, that's they just threw the ball nonstop. But yeah, Dave Wilson was so good. California kid.
So the White Sox won 5-2 over the Twins. Tommy Canley is a name I didn't even know until last year. He came from the Colorado Rockies. The White Sox acquired him. Had a 2.63 ERA last year and 27 innings pitched. So really just got up at the end of last
Is he
year.
your future closer?
Here's my question. 1.42 ERA this year. He had 2 strikeouts in an inning and a third. So now he's up to 26 and 2/3 innings. He has 46 strikeouts.
Wow.
That's 17 strikeouts per 9 or something like that.
Nice.
He has controllable deal for the next 3 years, I believe.
Okay.
He's controlled for the next 2.5 years. If you're the White Sox, do you trade a 27-year-old controllable arm, try to get a couple prospects, or do you keep him when you are loaded with arms in the farm system?
Man, this is a hard question.
It is. I mean, but if you're that, I'd throw him out there.
You have to.
And if you can get like a top 100 prospect for him and another prospect, man, I'd seriously consider that, because by the time you're ready to win,
yes, he's going to be 30,
and you're going to he's going to cost money at some point, and you have a bunch of arms.
No, you throw him out there. Now that you describe it like that, I think.
And if you're a team like the Cardinals, wouldn't you have a lot of interest in a guy like him that you can control for cheap?
Yes.
I mean, bullpen arms, we know how much they mean right now. And there's
huge.
There's a lot of bad bullpens out there. It's the one strength the White Sox really have.
He's a righty, right?
Yes.
Okay, he's a righty.
6'1", 234.
He's a righty.
Throws 100 miles an hour.
You know what? Somebody just hold on. I just did a squirrel moment.
Yeah.
Somebody texted in that it was 621 yards
at
Ohio State.
Yeah.
I think that is right.
Yeah, that's right.
It wasn't 585. So we'll blame Harry for that one. But yeah, 621. That's right. Yes, I would throw him out there. I mean, yes.
And if you're a team like the Cardinals,
if you would have told me he was 22 or 3,
you're a team like the Cardinals, you get 2.5 years of Tommy Canley. Harrison Bader.
I mean, he's blocked
by Dexter Fowler.
He's blocked for the next 4 years.
I mean, can't you get that out of somebody?
Yes.
Can't you get a prospect like that in another prospect? I don't know what level of prospect, maybe a single A guy, but
would the Cardinals give that much up for a bullpen guy?
For a 2.5 year cheap bullpen
true.
guy who's an elite
that's a good
one?
call. That's a good call.
That's what I mean. Like at some point, prospects are just prospects.
Okay. No, you're right. No, and I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Rod from Urbana, by the way, got
the question right.
Yes.
I don't know what I would have guessed. Arizona. Or something?
I would not have guessed the team that it is.
Butler.
That'd be somebody real old school. They must have done that a lot.
Was that when Butler was a easy win?
I don't know. Maybe back in the day, those were two good collisions.
How many of the games, Harry, were pre-1985?
All but one.
Okay, there you
go. We played them in 2012, and the most recent game before that, I believe, was 1979.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they played them in Maui, right?
That's right.
Harry, did they ever play at Hinkle? Did Illinois ever go to Hinkle?
Hinkle?
Butler Stadium. Does it say in that media guide?
Let me pull it up 1 second.
No, you're good.
We got to get Harry to know what Hinkle is. I mean, that's
Hinkle Fieldhouse.
Hinkle Fieldhouse. That's like the most famous basketball. Yeah. No, he's looking at me like, I don't know. That was like Hoosiers or whatever. It was molded after. Did they shoot Hoosiers in there?
The state championship.
Yeah, the state championship on Hoosiers.
When did Butler play there?
They still play at Hinkle.
They still play there?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know college
so
basketball.
It probably would have been.
Yeah, they we've played them about, I think it's 5 or 6 times at Butler.
Okay,
nice.
That's cool. That's probably one of those teams we played back in 1910 when we played like. Chicago
with
University, right? Take it out of the peach, take it out of the basket. Let's get it down. That's true. That is true. All right, listen, I'm bailing out of here.
Yeah,
is that all right?
You're leaving early today. I'm leaving early tomorrow,
and I'm not leaving early today. I thought about this. I'm like, Jeremy thinks I'm going to leave early today just to make up for tomorrow. Like that, I'm mad at him.
No, you got to get to your kid's baseball game.
He's got a game though. He's got a makeup game. He played 1 inning last night, and here comes the rain. I'm like, come on. So I got to get there. So you're going to handle the next, 15 minutes?
I got it.
Off early. You can do it. I will see everybody tomorrow. It is the Tay and J Show.
Hanson's Auto Repair in Urbana is a family-owned and operated full-service garage. For over 40 years, they've offered friendly atmosphere, quality work, and reasonable prices. Whether it's an oil change, brake service, or engine replacement, Hanson's Auto does it all. They're a locally owned dealer who cares, providing fast, comprehensive, and expert service. Family-owned, operated, and trusted since 1966. Hanson's Auto Repair, 1202 East Washington in Urbana. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Visit them online at hansonsautorepair.com.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. For a limited time, Lands is offering special financing for 6 years or up to $1,000 trade-in allowance. Your choice, with approved credit on any qualifying trade system. So call Lands at 1-800-AIR-REPAIR for details or find us online at landsinc.com. And remember, it's hard to stop a train. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
See Lands or visit train.com for complete program eligibility dates, details, and restrictions.
Check out the new BMW of Champaign. It's not like the old Twin City. They have new on-site local ownership since 2013, along with a new state-of-the-art facility. With a Customer First Service Award winner for 2015, BMW of Champaign does business your way. Yes, they have tons of cars. Yes, they'll get you what you want. Yes, they discount, deal, and even pick up and deliver. So stop in, ask for Ben, and give BMW of Champaign a look. BMW of Champaign at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy.
Going on 5 years, Rock's Place in St. Joseph has become the neighborhood sports bar and grill for a lot of folks in the area. Rock's Place is known for their delicious burgers, and they also have great daily food and drink specials. Plus, Rock's has plenty of TVs, so you can keep tabs on the Cubs and Cardinals all summer long. And while you're there, press your luck on one of Melody Music's video gaming machines. For delicious food, cold drinks, and good company, make it Rock's Place, 101 North Main Street in St. Joseph. Find them on Facebook, ROCHS in St. Joseph.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign, Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
The game will go on. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. Yesterday's shooting during a baseball practice by congressional Republicans isn't stopping an annual charity game. Fox's Melanie Wilkes has more live from Nationals Park in D.C.
Kathleen, people are beginning to file in steadily. There's a heavy presence of police dogs everywhere, TV cameras stretched out across the block. I've spoken to some of the people arriving. Some are Hill staffers who are regularly here for this game, but many are first-timers, folks who say they wanted to come to support all members of Congress, regardless of party. And some said they were truly inspired by the heroes from yesterday, the Capitol police officers and the members of Congress who helped pull their colleagues to safety and to give them medical help. Kathleen?
Thanks, Melanie. House GOP Whip Steve Scalise, who was critically wounded during the baseball field shooting, has undergone a third surgery. President Trump says politicians from both sides of the aisle are pulling for him.
Steve, in his own way, may have brought some unity to our long divided country. We've had a very, very divided country for many years.
The president is not attending the charity baseball game for security reasons. Doctors treating the American college student released from a North Korean prison aren't sure how Otto Warmbier's brain was badly damaged.
This pattern of brain injury, however, is usually seen as a result of cardiopulmonary arrest.
Dr. Daniel Cantor of the University of Cincinnati Medical Center says Warmbier is awake but unresponsive. After deliberating for about 30 hours over 4 days, jurors in Bill Cosby's sex assault trial say they are deadlocked, the judge ordering them to keep trying to reach a unanimous verdict. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Summer involves a lot of driving to camp, to work, to soccer, back home to grab what they forgot, and then back to soccer again. So wouldn't you like to know your car is up for it? Enter Hum by Verizon. Now you can check your car's health from your phone with vehicle diagnostics, drive with more peace of mind thanks to 24/7 emergency assistance, and let the kids stream and game on the go with your car's own Wi-Fi hotspot. Get Hum and get where you're going. Learn more at hum.com. Verizon Wi-Fi available on Hum X only. Data usage applies. Coverage not available everywhere. Visit vzw.com for availability.
The key to success? Keep it simple, especially when it comes to hiring. And nobody makes it easier than Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions. Manage your candidates from one dashboard. According to an independent study, 5 times more hires are made through Indeed than any other job site. New users claim your $50 credit to post a sponsored job at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Day search for a pair of Georgia inmates is expanding.
The reward for finding 2 escaped Georgia prisoners is now $130,000. These 2 convicts stole guns from corrections officers and then killed them while riding on a bus through Putnam County, Georgia. Howard Sills is the sheriff.
I've been a police officer of some sort in this state for over 43 years, and I can tell you today there has never been a reward that large.
The 2 men, one of whom has distinctive gang tattoos above his eyes, could be traveling in a stolen white pickup truck. Eben Brown, Fox News.
The family of Terrence Crutcher, the unarmed black man fatally shot by a white Oklahoma police officer, has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the officer and the city of Tulsa. It seeks monetary damages and calls for reforms in the police department. Officer Betty Jo Shelby was acquitted of manslaughter. The Russian president has a deal for the fired FBI director.
In his annual televised question and answering session with the Russian people, Russian President Vladimir Putin said his country is ready to offer James Comey asylum if the former FBI director should face political persecution. Putin likened Comey's actions in leaking to the media notes of his conversations with President Trump to Edward Snowden, the former NSA contractor who leaked thousands of documents in 2013. Putin also once again disputed claims of Russian meddling in the 2016 presidential election. At the White House, John Decker, Fox News.
A plea deal reached in the case of an Ohio man accused of trying to travel to Libya to join ISIS. Court documents show Aaron Daniels of Columbus will plead guilty to 1 count of attempting to provide material support to a terrorist organization. He faces up to 20 years in prison. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News Radio.
Here's your ESPN Radio 3-day forecast brought to you by Chief Bauer. Trust the experts at Chief Bauer Service Experts to keep you cool all summer long. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit them online at chiefbauer.com. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 70. Friday, chance of thunderstorms, high 92, a low of 70. Saturday, chance of thunderstorms as well. Could get up to an inch of rain, high 92, a low of 71. Right now, sunny, clear, 88 degrees in Champaign-Urbana. It is Drive Time, presented by Honda BMW of Champaign. For new and used vehicles, visit their huge inventory at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy, or visit them online at drivechampaign.com. This is where we recap the first 2 hours of the Tay and J Show. Juan was with me the first 2 hours, and we're off a little early for Cardinals Brewers. We got about 10 minutes left in this show, but here's a little recap of what we talked about to start. The NCAA today handed down penalties to Louisville, and now Louisville will appeal these, so we'll see if there's any change to these. But Louisville head coach Rick Pitino will be suspended for the first 5 ACC games, so the first 5 conference games of the year, which I think is much better than the meaningless non-conference games to start, most of which are meaningless. So Rick Pitino has 5 games that he has to sit out to start the conference season, but the bigger one is vacating wins from 2010 to 2014. They said vacating all records. Well, of course, that includes the 2013 national title. No college basketball team has had to vacate a national title, so this would be pretty big news. But as Lon and I talked about, we even talked about with Harry, who's a football player at Illinois, vacating wins just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, you can't change history. USC won the college football championship when Reggie Bush won the Heisman, and they try to take all that stuff away. We saw that game because, you know, we didn't know, or the NCAA didn't know that these things were going on, or that it takes a process to figure all these things out, that there was cheating, that there was impropriety. Well, those things still happened. We still saw those games, just like North Carolina in 2005. They beat Illinois. I know Illinois fans, you can be angry that maybe Rashad McCants and some of those had fake classes, whatever it was, but in that game, North Carolina won. Stripping North Carolina of that title, I don't think it accomplishes much. I don't think it's a detriment, which is what the NCAA is supposed to provide.
I don't think that stuff matters because the university still benefited from that national championship run, winning the national championship. They've still benefited from it. The program benefited for years to come. I think the way to do it is to give them penalties in the future. Now, is that fair for players coming in? No, but it's a detriment. If you tell a university or a program that they can't go to the postseason for 3 or 4 years, that really hurts. If you tell a program they have to cut their scholarships, say Louisville basketball, 13 scholarships in basketball, right? You strip them of 5 scholarships, that will really hurt that program. And if I'm a program, I'd think twice about buying strippers for recruits. It's not that important, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's not worth that risk. And that's what we have rules for. That's what we have laws for, is to be a detriment. And vacating wins, I don't think it does any of that. I don't think people care. They care a little bit, but that doesn't change what happened. I think if you punish them afterwards, and Lonzo always brought up the point where if you don't want to punish the players now, how about the penalties? You take them 3 years down the line. So in 3 years, you keep them from the postseason, or 3 years, you keep them from getting a certain amount of scholarships. That way the players who are there now don't get punished because they weren't part of it. But either way, I know players in the future, they would know that Louisville would have these things, but I just think vacating wins is pretty pointless. I just don't think it's a detriment. I don't think these teams care. I don't think it's going to stop them from committing the same kind of crimes in the future. We also talked about Jalen Coleman-Lands. He visits Xavier, already visited DePaul. He's on the trip to Xavier, I should say, in Cincinnati. And Lon and I talked about, what does this kid want? Does he want to be a star on a team? Because DePaul provides that. DePaul provides some familiarity as well. Not only Shane Hireman is going to be there, his former head coach at La Lumiere Prep, but Tiger Campbell, his point guard at La Lumiere Prep, will be eligible when Jalen Coleman-Lands is eligible to play, which is 2018-2019. So that seems like a fit if he wants to be one of the go-to guys on a team, get a lot of shots. But if you're talking about being part of a winning program, being part of a great coaching staff, Xavier would provide that. Chris Mack's one of the better coaches in the country. He just turned down Ohio State. Xavier's going to be one of the best teams in the country next year. Then they lose some players like Trevon Blewett, who's a star for Xavier. Then Jalen Coleman-Lands can maybe come in, play a good role, sizable role on that team. Maybe not a starring role like he would in DePaul. But, it's still weird a little bit that he transferred because he seemed to have a good fit here at Illinois. He did like the business school. That was a big part of why he came. But there's a culture change here. And Brad Underwood's a very different coach than John Gross, which is why he was hired. John was a player's coach. And, Jalen was suspended to start a couple of games, just a couple minutes, right? Because he was late to a couple practices. As I told Lon, first one, okay, I get that. That's a reasonable enough penalty. If that happens a second time, I think you've got to suspend the guy a half or suspend the guy a game. That didn't seem to happen. So it seemed like JCL had a little bit of leeway. I don't think Underwood was going to provide that. Plus, JCL saw Trent Frazier coming in, saw Mark Smith coming in, getting all that love, and of course Shane Hireman going to DePaul. That probably played a factor as well. But be interesting to see where he lands. Butler was showing interest, but of course Chris Holtman has moved on to Ohio State, so it seems like that probably won't be there, though the Butler new coach, LaVall Jordan, might have some interest as well. But Xavier and DePaul are his 2 visits so far. The only visit I've heard for DJ Williams, by the way, is George Washington University. Haven't heard much elsewhere. I don't think he's a Power 5 player. Jalen Coleman-Lands is. And in the short term, I think Jalen Coleman-Lands' defection hurts Illinois. In the long run, it definitely could help. Because in the short run, I expect a lot from Mark Smith. I expect Trent Frazier to be pretty good. They will be freshmen, though, next year. And it'd be nice to have a guy on the team who has scored double figures in the Big Ten. Illinois doesn't have that right now. Mark Allstork, great addition. I think he could be a better player than Jalen Coleman-Lands. But Coleman-Lands has at least proven that he's an elite shooter in the Big Ten and that he can score a lot in the Big Ten. So short term, I think that helps. But if you're talking about building a culture, getting these guys some early playing time, Mark Smith and Trent Frazier, feeding them the Wolves, I think that could help Illinois in the long run. We also talked some Cardinals baseball. That's coming up next, by the way. Michael Waka, Zach Davies, your pregame at 5:20. Colton Wong will not be in the lineup because he's going to miss some time with a forearm injury, and that's been frustrating. Colton Wong seemed to just be figuring it out after he gets healthy, and he's hitting really well. Seems like he's figured out that he's got to hit to contact. That's what he's been through his minor league career. Then he got in the majors and had some early pop, and it seemed like he started to try to become a home run pull hitter. It seemed like he was just hitting his stride, and then he has a forearm injury, going to miss some time. So that's frustrating. And also Mike Leake, I'm not trying to say I told you so, but I mean, the numbers showed that he was going to come back down to earth a little bit. His last 4 starts, 24 2/3 innings, a 6.2 ERA, 1.58 whip. His ERA has risen from 1.91 to 3.14. That's about what he should be, right? I mean, 3 to 4 ERA guy. I mean, that's worth the money that they've given him. I didn't love that contract early on, but Mike Leake might be a better pitcher than we thought. I thought he was going to be early on, but we knew those numbers were going to come down a little bit. But you know he's going to give his innings. Even with his struggles, he's giving you 6 innings plus each night. We also talked Curtis Granderson hitting his 300th career home run against the Cubs last night, and that was a big one to break that tie, and the Cubs lose there. But I brought up a name with Lon if the Cardinals would have any interest in trading for him. We've talked about his teammate, Marcell Ozuna, because Marcell Ozuna is controllable. I think he has 1.5 years, 2 years left on his contract, and you could sign him long term. He's a young guy. But Giancarlo Stanton, I mean, the Marlins have a new ownership group coming in. That's an albatross of a contract. If I'm the Cardinals, I don't want to take that full contract. But if the Marlins are really going to put him out there and want to add some young pieces, which the Cardinals would have, they have a quantity. I don't know if they'd have the quality that the Marlins might want, but that contract is so big, I don't know what they're going to get for him. But I'd have some interest if they start eating some of that deal. But he's got 11 million, or 11 years, 270-something million left on that deal, but he is a premier power hitter. I'd still go the route of I'm going in on JD Martinez next year. You know, give him 5 years, $20 to $25 million per year. I know it's a lot of money, but if it's 5 years, I can deal with that. 10, 11 years on a contract, even if Giancarlo Stanton's an elite hitter, that's a lot to swallow. We see that with the LA Angels and Albert Pujols, and I don't even think he's on the back nine of that contract. So I do think JD Martinez is the way I would go. You give up a first-round pick, but that first-round pick would be 3-4 years away from making an impact. Plus, it's just money, and he would fit a huge need for the Cardinals in that lineup. That's Drive Time presented by Honda BMW of Champaign. For new and used vehicles, visit their huge inventory at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy, or you can visit them online at drivechampaign.com. Thanks for listening today. We were guest-free. Every once in a while, I like to have some of those shows, and it's kind of nice every once in a while to not be too guesty. Lon and I can kind of get into random conversations. So hope you enjoyed today's show. If you missed it, you can get the podcast, espncu.com, or find us on iTunes. That's all powered by GTPS Insurance. Thanks to our interns today, Harry Black, David Morrow, and Nathan DeHaan. They are indispensable. It's a lot better when there's 3 of you as opposed to 7 of you. But that's it. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll be here for about an hour. Then I got football camp, but you'll hear a lot more from Harry Black tomorrow. Would you rather? Can't wait. It's the Tay and J Show.
ESPN Radio Sports Beat. From Charlotte, here's Dari Noka.
So they're really going to do it. They really are. As of now, we think Floyd Mayweather will get into the ring with Conor McGregor August 26th in Vegas. And everybody's all kinds of fired up for it. Know what this tells me? This is where boxing is right now. Mayweather-Pacquiao. Remember that one? We wanted it for years and it put us all to sleep, much like every other Mayweather fight. He's the best, but he's boring. Boxing needs something, anything to become interesting again. So the sport gets this, a matchup of its biggest draw and UFC's biggest draw. But I can't figure out how this is even fair. You can't kick, you can't knee, you can't fight on the ground. Just because Mayweather and McGregor both throw punches doesn't mean they're on level ground in the ring. This is a huge advantage Mayweather. Conor thinks he can land good punches. So has everybody else Floyd's beaten. If this is going to help boxing, not that that is its purpose, it'll have to be before the opening bell rings, when we're sure to get some classic sound bites and stare downs. Then, if this doesn't end up happening, something random happens beforehand, that happens, you know, forget about it. Boxing is deader than it's ever been. In 60 seconds, gotta love that loyalty.
AutoZone presents Wash and Wax. Washing your car removes road grime and dirt buildup that can scratch your car's finish, while a good coat of wax helps protect that beautiful shine. And with summer right around the corner, it's the perfect time to pick up Armor All Protectant Wipes for just $3.99. So visit your local AutoZone. With over 5,000 locations, the right supplies and good advice are just around the corner. Let's get you what you need. See store for restrictions and details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Gentlemen, hurry into JCPenney's biggest sale of the season. Raise your game with great savings on menswear designed by Michael Strahan exclusively at JCPenney. Get 50% off suit separates and dress shirts from Collection by Michael Strahan. And up to 40% off MSX activewear, including big and tall. Save more with a coupon for $10 off when you spend $25 or more on select items. Hurry, and Sunday. That's getting your pennies worth. JCPenney. Coupon valid 6/14 to 6/18. Some exclusions and restrictions apply. See store at jcp.com for details. See store first, 6/14 to 6/18.
Lincoln Riley's 33 years old and in charge of the mighty Oklahoma football program. Wasn't long ago, he was a long way from Norman in Greenville, North Carolina as the offensive coordinator at East Carolina. His head coach was some 25 years older, Ruffin McNeil. Now, McNeil is working for his protege, or the protege is the boss of the mentor. And it's a beautiful show of loyalty and respect. Lincoln Riley has brought Ruffin McNeil to his staff at Oklahoma as one of his defensive assistants. And it's not entirely because of loyalty here, because McNeil is loved, respected, and admired by everybody in the business. It's a great hire, yes. Also, though, a great example to Sooner players about real-life relationships, something everybody can learn from. With the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Dari Noka.
Check out the new BMW of Champaign. It's not like the old Twin City. They have new on-site local ownership since 2013, along with a new state-of-the-art facility. With a Customer First Service Award winner for 2015, BMW of Champaign does business your way. Yes, they have tons of cars. Yes, they'll get you what you want. Yes, they discount, deal, and even pick up and deliver. So stop in, ask for Ben, and give BMW of Champaign a look. BMW of Champaign at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy.
Don't miss the opportunity to play great golf in Mahomet. Beautiful, scenic Lake of the Woods golf course is only 10 minutes west of Champaign off I-74. We have an 18-hole golf course, a 9-hole par 3 course, the new fun and fast foot golf short course, a full-service pro shop, practice range, and snack bar. Call today or go online at golfthelake.com. Get all the latest information, like our after 11 a.m. senior golf deal, as well as upcoming events and tournaments. Make the short drive to Lake of the Woods Golf Course in Mahomet and enjoy great golf.
The ribeye has the best, the greatest steak in town.
If you're looking for Champaign-Urbana's great steak place, it's the Ribeye Restaurant. Still with their famous salad bar and their delicious seasoned fried shrimp and delicious grilled chicken entrees. The Ribeye Restaurant, 1701 South Neal Street in Champaign. For reservations, call 351-9115.
The ribeye is the best. We're the one, the great one steak place.
Beacon Insurance and your local independent agent are committed to providing the best coverage options and the best service possible. They're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at beaconinsurance.com and on social media. Check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/Beacon Insurance. It's a great way to learn more about insurance for your auto, home, life, or business. You'll stay up to date with important announcements. Plus, they'll throw in a few fun facts along the way. For beyond the expected information, follow Beacon Insurance on Facebook today.
Turnaround of the Cardinals' last few games, and we'll chat with manager Mike Matheny. So lots to get to tonight on the Ameren pregame show. Back to last night's game where the Cardinals found themselves down by a lot, but they chipped their way back to make things a nail-biter. It's our Central Bank of St. Louis replay.
0-1 pitch, swinging a line drive into right center. This is down past the center fielder and all the way to the wall, and it's going to score 2. He's going to try for 3, and he's going to make it. The throw over there is too late. A 2-run triple by Martinez. Swinging a line drive, base hit into right field. Here comes another run in, and it's now 6-4.
Comes to the plate. There's a line drive down the left field line, curving. Home run! That ball just stayed inside the left field foul pole, and all of a sudden, we've got ourselves a ball game once again.
To come back to the at-bats that we took in the second, where the guys just kept next man up kind of approach, like where the offense is and the direction that we're heading.
Yeah, so it was a 7-6 loss to the Milwaukee Brewers last night, but as Mike Matheny said, you do like where this offense is heading, because in the last 7 games, the team has scored 34 runs. And before the last 7 games, it took them 12 games to score 33 runs, 13 games to score 36. So the offense has picked up the pace indeed. Again, our Central Bank of St. Louis replay, your hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. Hey, you can follow Cardinals baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat mobile app. Stay connected to the game's best players all season long with game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat today. It's your #1 app for live baseball. When we get back on the Ameren pregame show, we'll hear from Colton Wong, who is on the 10-day disabled list as of today. We'll hear from Paul DeYoung being called back up, and how big of a loss is it with Colton Wong? We'll ask Stephen Piscotty that next on the Ameren pregame show on the Cardinals Radio Network.
Hey, it's Stevie J. Have the roof your home deserves. For your next roofing project, why don't you go with Roof Doctors, a locally owned and family-operated business for over 25 years. They use superior materials. They're a certified shingle contractor, so they can offer a 50-year non-prorated full system warranty, and they won't loan your work out to subcontractors. Hey, Roof Doctors has worked on my home, and the results are fantastic. But don't just take it from me. With an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, Roof Doctors has plenty of satisfied customers. Get a free quote at roofdoctorsco.com.
Oh, hey, hi, hello there. It's me, your air conditioner. You can call me AC if you want, but Mr. Conditioner is my dad's name. Okay, listen, you may have noticed that I'm using a lot of energy right now, and that's why you need to call an expert. Yep, the experts can give me a precision tune-up, so you'll save up to 30% on energy bills, and I won't have to work so hard, which is great because I'm about to pass out.
At Chief Bauer Service Experts, save $41 off an AC Precision Tune-Up. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit chiefbauer.com. For expert service guaranteed.
Call 866-EXPERTS.
When your car breaks down, you realize just how much you need it. And when it breaks down, Beaumont Alignment Plus steps up. For routine maintenance like brakes, oil changes, tune-ups, batteries, and tires, you can count on Beaumont Alignment Plus. Bigger issues including alignment, suspension work, starters, alternators, transmission requires specialists. So get to know Beaumont Alignment Plus for your vehicle repairs. With locations on Bloomington Road and Dennison Drive in Champaign, you're never far from the help you need. It's good to know that quality service is still affordable at Beaumont Alignment Plus.
Hi, it's Corey with Max Twin City Recycling. We pride ourselves on giving the area an outlet to recycle and get paid for their unwanted metals. We're taking our community focus a step further with our Recycling for a Cause program. Each month, Max Twin City will choose a different local charity to feature in an effort to raise money for those causes. Visit maxrecycling.com for a complete list of program details.
Battling this since Peoria. Thought, eventually it'd go away. It didn't seem like anything of concern until, last night at that check swing, and I tried to turn it up late the next inning. It was just super sharp pain.
It's Colton Wong, who's headed back to the 10-day disabled list as of today due to what the team is calling right tricep strain. Alex Ferrario back with you on the Ameren pregame show. Wong was taken out of the game in the 5th inning, I believe it was, last night, and a little discomfort, as you heard Colton Wong say, that has been doing it to him since Peoria. But, boy, right now, a tough blow for the Cardinals.
I feel like we're really taking a turn, with my offensive, my swing and understanding how to give a professional at bat. So it's tough to kind of, take a step back, but I know where I am as a player, and I know, what's been making me successful. It's not coincidence or, luck. I know what I've been doing, and I know it's been working.
We'll hear more from Colton Wong later on our Ameren pregame show with Mike Claiborne, but I had a chance to chat with Stephen Piscotty about the loss to Colton Wong and the offense in general.
How big of a loss is it when you lose a guy like Colton Wong who comes back and jumps right back into it and then goes back down again?
Yeah, I feel bad for him, honestly. He's been having such a great year, and we all want him on the field to help us win some games, but you got to get healthy, and hopefully this next time on the DL will really solidify everything and make sure he's totally good to go. So I know it's tough news, but hopefully it'll work out in the end.
After a DL stint like that, to be able to jump back in and kind of really not miss a beat, it's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a guy that gets after it and does his work, and is a very responsible guy. So doesn't surprise me, but it's very impressive at the same time.
You get a long game like that last night, but you guys make a comeback to make it a one-run game. You have to be pretty positive about the way that this offense is trending.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of games where Leak and a lot of guys have thrown up zeros for almost the whole game, and we just can't find a way to score. So I was just glad that we were able to try to battle back. Leak gave up those 6 runs in the first 2, but stayed in there for the next few innings and kept us in the game and gave us a chance to try to fight back. We almost did it. So it's really all you can ask in a game that starts off that way.
I know you really don't care where you bat, but the way that 1 through 4 has been working so well, how do you feel in the 3-hole, and how do you feel about that 1 through 4?
I think it's good. I think it puts pressure on the team right out the gate, and I think that's really important to try to get them on the heels early on, try to score first and get a rally going. So I feel good in that spot, and I think guys are really settling in to where they're at and having good at-bats.
Final one for you, Steven. After the sweep of the Phillies and after that big change that happened that Friday, and then you wrap up the series against Milwaukee, that has to be a pretty good jumping-off stone, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think, with all the changes that were made, it gave us a bit of a fresh start. I think guys responded pretty well to that and realizing that it's a business and we got to win, and trying to put the past behind us and move forward. We're right there in the divisions. No one's really taking it right now, and it's ours for the taking. So we're just going to continue to fight and have a long-term view and try to grind out this short-term scuffle we're having.
Again, that's Stephen Piscotty talking about the way that the offense has been playing and how the team's been playing overall. But with Colton Wong to the DL, Paul DeYoung makes his way back up.
2 on delivery, and he golfs this one in the left center field. Phillips is back. He's out of the room, and that's into the Redbirds bullpen. Off the back wall.
Yeah, Paul DeYoung, that was last night for the Memphis Redbirds. He was sent down on June 11th. He played 2 games for Memphis, hit 2 home runs in those games, and now he's right back up here with the big leagues.
I felt like I went through a lot those first couple weeks. I had time to process the information, my bats mostly. Thought I played pretty good defense. Really, I was just thinking about hitting and just how they were attacking me. So those are the things I've been, thinking about.
Speaking of the Memphis Redbirds last night.
Sometimes you get a big lead and then you mix in a rain delay. Subconsciously, you're not as sharp. Don't know if that's the case for the Redbirds right now. Swing and a long one, not to Grichuk. He joins the hit parade. Randall Grichuk with his first, and the Birds lead at 10-3.
Yeah, so Randall Grichuk goes deep in last night's 10-4 victory for the Memphis Redbirds. And Jack Flaherty picks up his first victory with AAA last night as he had 10 strikeouts for the Memphis Redbirds. And again, that's our Monsanto Farm Report, proud supporter of America's farmers. When we return on the Ameren pregame show, we get a chance to chat with former Cardinals pitcher Ricky Horton. We'll jump in on the reporter's notebook to talk about this turnaround for the team. That's next on the Ameren pregame show on the Cardinals Radio Network.
Hey, Cardinal fans. Ozzie Smith here for Ameren, Illinois. When starting an outdoor project, Ameren, Illinois reminds you to look up and pay attention to power lines, including those connected to your home. And if you're building a new deck or room addition, make sure you maintain required clearances from the lines to keep you and your family safe all year long. A safety reminder from your friends at Ameren, Illinois. Energy at work.
You're at the ballpark every day, crouching down, catching heat, all but invisible. Your job lacks fame and glory, but offers plenty of distracting aches and pains. That's the life of a bullpen catcher. You can't afford to lose focus. Neither can your team. So be prepared with ACE braces, supports, and elastic bandages. And don't be distracted by pain. ACE brand products available at Walgreens.
Springtime is here, and that means it's time to hit the water, and there's no better way to do it than a Hobie kayak from Champagne Surplus. These revolutionary boats feature Mirage Drive technology that allows you to pedal the kayak with your feet for a seamless, hands-free experience. Perfect for kayak fishing or a leisurely ride on a local lake. Stop by Champagne Surplus, your exclusive Hobie dealer in East Central Illinois, to check out these top-of-the-line kayaks today. Champagne Surplus, 303 South Neal Street in downtown Champaign.
Hey, what are we doing for your birthday party this summer? Well, I was hoping to have a cookout like last summer. What? Don't you remember all those mosquito bites we got last year?
Good news, girls. Not only is Prairie View taking care of everyone's dandelions, now I'm going to take care of all their mosquitoes, too.
Yay!
Enjoy a bug-free summer. For all your mosquito control needs, call Lindy at Prairie View Landscaping and Turf Management at 355-9422. That's 355-9422 for mosquito control from Prairie View Landscaping.
The ribeye has the best, the greatest steak in town.
If you're looking for Champaign-Urbana's great steak place, it's the Ribeye Restaurant. Still with their famous salad bar and their delicious seasoned fried shrimp and delicious grilled chicken entrees. The Ribeye Restaurant, 1701 South Neal Street in Champaign. For reservations, call 351-9115.
The ribeye is the best. We're the one, the great one steak place.
Awesome Machine Sales and Rental wants you to take charge of your yard with Toro. Toro has the quality you expect and dependability you deserve from your lawn equipment. Awesome Machines and Toro has the right machine to keep you inside and cool this summer season. With push mowers starting as low as $269 and zero turns starting as low as $22.99 with 0% financing available. Simply awesome. Awesome Machines Sales and Rental, Route 45 in Savoy, Route 36 in Tuscola, and online at awesomemachines.net.
We are back on the Ameren pregame show. Alex Ferrario with you, and it is a pleasure to welcome into the conversation on the Reporter's Notebook. He's the TV analyst for the Cardinals. He's going to be on the road calling the games with John Rooney this weekend. He is Ricky Horton. Ricky, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Alex. Good to be with you. The summer's starting to heat up a little bit, and we're kind of hoping the Cardinals' bats are starting to heat up as well. It's been a much better homestand, at least.
It really has, and that's probably the best part about this after that tough Friday with personnel changes. You get to see a series sweep, and you have an opportunity to even the series against Milwaukee.
And good games against Milwaukee, too. They obviously dropped a couple, but the point was that as far as the hitting is concerned, that I've seen much more timely hitting. That's one of the things that I think we were missing through that very long stretch of losses, the 5-17 stretch that the Cardinals had. There wasn't a lot of timely hitting. And timely hitting and good pitching have been a recipe for baseball wins forever. And the Cardinals really were able to string together some innings where they had 4 or 5 hits in an inning. Now, some games that's all they got, but the point is if you get them in the same inning, you're at least in the game, your starting pitching keeps you in the game. So I think things certainly looking up after that really tough day, as you mentioned, the personnel changes, the coaches leaving. I mean, that's painful for a team to deal with, but I think they got through it well.
What's the biggest difference you've seen from that 7-game losing streak to this homestand?
Well, I think I've seen better at-bats. I think I see guys not that they give away at-bats, but I think I see really a tenaciousness and aggressiveness at the plate. I like that. Of course, the clear thing that everybody's seeing is the different batting order, and we're making a lot of that Matt Carpenter's now in the 1 spot and Fowler in the 2. Matt actually denies that it's because he's hitting first instead of third. In his mind, he felt like he was ready to get there anyway. And he was saying just yesterday that if Mike Matheny had put me 7th, I think I would have responded anyway because I just had the feel of my timing back. So I think the point with that, to me, Alex, is that Carpenter may feel better in that first. He may be performing better, but ultimately, I still see him as a guy that's needed in that 3rd spot. And that's the kind of the yin yang of this, the push pull. Because he may be better in one place, but the Cardinals' offense needs him somewhere else, perhaps. And I don't mean that now, but I think long term that may still be an option.
How big of a loss is it losing Colton Long again?
Well, I think it's a big loss considering the timing. When the Cardinals lost Jose Martinez to the groin injury, he was as hot as anybody on the team, and when he came back, he wasn't anymore. And that's what you worry about Colton Long. He finally has gotten the stroke. And it's for him as much as it is for the team, where it's not the long ball, it's not the kind of the punch and Judy swing. So he's been kind of half in between. Now he's got that median. He's driving the ball, but he's not over swinging, and that's the perfect place to be. And that's why he got up to over 300. And so you hope that if he's out. If he's out too long, you hope he doesn't lose that timing. But that's the concern. Paul DeJong, we liked him when we saw him, but Colton does some pretty special things on the offensive side and defensive side. So it'd be a miss, but that's again part of the marathon. You just got to keep moving.
Ricky, it's always a pleasure to get to talk with you, sir. You've been great on television and radio this season, and look forward to hearing you in Baltimore.
Appreciate that, Alex.
When we return on the Ameren pregame show, it's Mike Shannon and Mike Matheny.
I like the way our offense is going about it, and hopefully we can kind of have the same kind of starting pitching we've had most of the season. Michael gets off to a good start and let the offense do the thing.
Manager's Chat is next on the Cardinals Radio Network.
We, the entertainment-loving people, demand the best unlimited wireless plan ever from AT&T.
I thought I raised you better than to make demands like that.
You know what? We want even more than that. We want AT&T to give us unlimited entertainment.
What else do you want, a flying car?
Well, maybe HBO included in our plan.
How about a unicorn?
And we want to watch all our favorite shows without paying overages.
Good luck with that.
And we want all of this, plus we want to save $25 on our monthly DirecTV bill.
But you can save me $25?
Well, yeah.
I'm proud of you, son.
Only AT&T offers you unlimited data with HBO included and never pay overages. Visit your local AT&T store and get AT&T Unlimited Plus, our best wireless deal on unlimited data. Plus, save $25 per month on DirecTV. It's entertainment your way.
After 22 gigabytes of data usage, AT&T may slow speeds. Plan includes Stream Saver, and videos will stream in standard definition unless you turn it off. $25 DirecTV savings requires AT&T Unlimited Plus. Credits start within 3 bills. Service prices subject to change. Other usage, speed, fees, charges, and restrictions apply. See att.com/unlimited for details.
Hi, I'm Dan Moyson, owner of Simplified Computers in Champaign. For over 20 years, Simplified Computers has been helping local businesses and nonprofits with their computing and networking needs. We cover everything from servers, network security, cloud-based applications, wireless accessibility, computer support. In short, whatever technical issues your business runs into, we've seen it and we can help. Call us at 352-5000. That's 352-5000. Simplified Computers. Simply the best.
Guidance, trust, protection, service. It's the mantra of GTPS Insurance. When you work with GTPS, you'll never have to call an 800 number in a different state. You deal with people who live and work in our community and know it's important to your business. GTPS is your local source for business insurance, property, general liability, workers' compensation, and group health insurance, and they'll work with you to formulate the best package for the needs of you and your business. Contact a GTPS insurance agent today at 359-9000 or visit online at gtpsinsurance.com.
328-2424. Tapman's Towing. 24 hours every day. Tapman's Towing. 328-2424. Tapman's Towing. 328-2424. Tapman's Towing. 24 hours every day. Tapman's Towing. We have pull and we're hooked on you. Tapman's Towing.
Welcome back to How Well Do You Know Your Meat? Now back to the trivia. The freshest meat comes from your local grocery store. True or false?
True.
No. Contestant number 2.
It's false. The freshest meat in town comes from the U of I Meat Sales Room off of Florida Avenue in Urbana.
Yes, that's correct. You're a winner.
For the freshest cuts of meat in town, visit the U of I Meat Sales Room. Open Tuesday and Thursday from 1 to 5:30 and Friday from 8 until 1. Just off Florida on South Maryland in Urbana.
Alex Ferrario back with you inside Cardinals Nation. Still to come, we're going to hear from Colton Wong, who is placed on the 10-day disabled list for the Cardinals, and we're going to hear from former Cardinals pitcher Kyle McClellan. But we hand things over to the voice of the Cardinals, Mike Shannon, with Mike Matheny. Tonight's Manager's Chat brought to you by Webster University.
Well, that 6-0 hole, they still dug out of that for you.
Yeah, got us right back into it, and credit Mike Leake, not the start he wanted to, giving up 6 in the first 2, but our offense did a great job getting us back into it in the bottom of the second, making it close, and then continuing to push through it. And the bullpen came in and did a nice job, except for the 1 run we did give up. But just one of those tough nights. Whenever you're down that much, it takes a lot out of your team to get back into it, and we were right at the doorstep.
Yeah, those are runs that you give up in that 7th or 8th inning. Those are tough to get back, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And but same thing on them. They felt us coming. They knew even early on that the offense was getting into a better place, and I think that's a great thing to know right now, that our offense does have that kind of ability and capability, the fight that they have, and just a little bit more consistent at bats. We're seeing it all the way from the top down. The guys are taking those grinding style at bats that we know wear down a pitching staff and a defense.
I noted yesterday you had the 1 inning where you sent 9 men to the plate, but there were 6 other innings that you went down 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and you know that every once in a while you're going to have that
that pitcher that finds his groove too, like Mike Leake did, right? He gives up 6, and then all of a sudden he's clean for 3 innings, and then somehow still standing out there in the 6th. I mean, these guys are always going to try to make those adjustments on the fly. Fortunately, we're taking advantage of some of the mistakes they're making, but 6 runs is a lot to overcome, and get back to a 1-run game. It's an opportunity for somebody to do something big, and felt it was going to happen, just had trouble putting it away.
Tell me about your lineup tonight.
Looks like Carpenter leading off, then Fowler, Piscotty, Jerko, Molina, Diaz, Jose Martinez will get the start again in left field. Then Paul DeYoung has been brought up and replaced Colton Wong, who went on the DL.
Colton has really had a struggle this year with those arms, hasn't he?
Yeah, and this is the first time he went on with his left forearm, and this is the right arm that's actually kind of made its way up into his tricep. So it was getting in the way of him making the throws he needed to make, which is a shame. He was in a good spot defensively, and obviously offensively he was a spark for us. But hopefully Paul DeYoung can jump right back in and do some of the things he was doing his first time up.
Yeah, he was doing very well, wasn't he?
Yeah, just surprised with how well he was adapting. Guys were trying to make consistent pitches in certain spots, and he was able to make those quick adjustments, which you don't see a young player do very often. There wasn't one significant hole you would see in his swing. He had the ability to hit for power, and the range that he showed defensively was something I believe was more than what we anticipated.
This guy that you're facing tonight, he's off to a really good start. He's won 7 games already.
Yeah, Davey's a good pitcher, just a pitch maker, a lot like what you'd see with a Mike Leake, a guy not necessarily going to overpower you with anything, but makes quality pitches all the time. He's a competitor, one of those guys that I know his teammates talk highly about, just how he competes every day, no matter what he has. So he's going to give us a good run, but I like the way our offense is going about it, and hopefully we can kind of have the same kind of starting pitching we've had most of the season. Michael gets off to a good start and let the offense do their thing.
Yeah, if Michael can keep his pitch count down, that's been a bugaboo for him.
Yeah, it has. I mean, a lot of that's just the elevated ball, and it's something that he does definitely need to use. But we talk so much about the bottom of the strike zone. It's just been a pitching philosophy in this organization for a long time. Keep the ball in the bottom of the zone, get the ball on the ground to where guys can make plays behind you, and then use up effectively, which Michael can do. But his secondary pitches are only going to be as effective as he establishes the strike zone with his fastball in the bottom of the zone.
Walker coming off of a great start against the Philadelphia Phillies. Again, that's the Manager's Chat brought to you by Webster University. Weekends Only's mission is to save you money. Come in this weekend for the biggest selection at the best prices on furniture and mattresses. It's open Friday through Sunday and online at weekendsonly.com. Weekends Only is a proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals. We'll talk more about Michael Wacha next with former Cardinals pitcher Kyle McClellan. Alex Ferrario with you inside Cardinals Nation as we are getting closer to first pitch of the series finale between the Cards and Brewers, and you'll hear it on the Cardinals Radio Network.
Okay, so you're driving a sport utility or crossover utility vehicle and you like your utility without it being utilitarian. You should demand the same from your tires. The remarkable Cursor HSX Tour tire from Mastercraft, specially designed to look great, ride great, and perform even better. With a striking sidewall and tread design molded to an advanced silicon-fused tread compound for a breakthrough all-weather performance. The Cursor HSX Tour, only from Mastercraft.
Visit Trucks Deluxe today.
Hi, this is Rick Horton. As a former pitcher for the Cardinals, I know every winning team has top talent at every position. Each is an expert with standout performance. Here in St. Louis, you can trust the team of local expert technicians at Safe Light Auto Glass to repair or replace your damaged auto glass. Done fast and done right. The Safe Light mobile glass shops come right to you and get you quickly and safely back on the road. Trust Safe Light Auto Glass to always deliver a win. To schedule service, go to safelight.com.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Hanson's Auto Repair in Urbana is a family-owned and operated full-service garage. For over 40 years, they've offered friendly atmosphere, quality work, and reasonable prices. Whether it's an oil change, brake service, or engine replacement, Hanson's Auto does it all. They're a locally owned dealer who cares, providing fast, comprehensive, and expert service. Family-owned, operated, and trusted since 1966. Hanson's Auto Repair, 1202 East Washington in Urbana. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Visit them online at hansonsautorepair.com.
You can fly Champagne. You can fly Willard Airport. You can fly Champagne. You can fly. Our airport is your doorway to the sky. So pack your things, spread your wings. You've got business to do. People who expect you
Vapors e-cigs thinks it's time for you to take a permanent vacation from smoking. Take a permanent vacation away from cigarettes today. You'll smell better, you'll breathe better, and you'll feel better. Plus, you'll have more money than ever when you choose Vapors e-cigs. Come in today and taste the difference with a premium electronic vape. You can get started for less than a carton of cigarettes. So what are you waiting for? Stop by Vapors e-cigs today. Find them at Champaign across the street from Marketplace Mall at 2 West Main Street in Danville. And follow them on Facebook for great deal offers and giveaways.
Check out the new BMW of Champaign. It's not like the old Twin City. They have new on-site local ownership since 2013, along with a new state-of-the-art facility. With a Customer First Service Award winner for 2015, BMW of Champaign does business your way. Yes, they have tons of cars. Yes, they'll get you what you want. Yes, they discount, deal, and even pick up and deliver. So stop in, ask for Ben, and give BMW of Champaign a look. BMW of Champaign at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy.
Time to jump into the game plan tonight with former Cardinals pitcher Kyle McClellan. And Kyle, before we chat about tonight's game with Michael Wacha on the mound, we have to go back to last night, and not just last night's with 2 rain delays, but then you have the doubleheader on Tuesday. There's a lot of fatigue going on right now in this series for the Cards.
Yeah, it certainly does, especially with the heat. That doesn't help. But those long rain delays, especially late in the game, are a little frustrating. You got to go back in and kind of get away from the game a little bit and then come back out and get locked back in. It's tough, but they made it interesting. Came from behind and certainly made that game interesting and had a chance to win it, which is this offense has been stepping up lately for the team, and they've been giving them a chance to win.
Yeah, Mike Matheny said last night after the game that he likes the direction this offense is going in. It was a tough blow with Colt Wong having to leave the game, but you're starting to see more consistent offense, specifically from those top 4 guys.
Yeah, that's certainly been the storyline here, is that their offense, really since the shakeup, has been a lot better. Dexter Fowler's been swinging it better. Piscotty's been better. Matt Carpenter being in that leadoff spot. I'm not going to say that that's what's got him going. I don't think that really plays into it. But now all of a sudden he's swinging the bat better. So they are certainly, offensively, they have picked up from where they were early on. Now you have an issue. Mike Leake isn't the same as he was. Michael Wacha hasn't been as strong as he has in the beginning. So, those things happen over the course of the year. But by having multiple parts of this team that can contribute, you're going to be able to win more ball games. You're not just relying on one part of your game to win it for you.
I think it was in the Post-Dispatch a couple of days ago, Kyle, that said that, the conversation with Matt Carpenter was he felt like things were going to turn around regardless if he was batting third or if he was batting first. But you really have to look at it and look at the track record of Matt Carpenter and say, boy, in the leadoff position, he's just that much better.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I don't know what it would be. Sometimes guys pitch better on the road and pitch at home, and so he's obviously hits better in the number one spot. But it's hard to put your finger on something and say, yeah, that's definitely from watching. This is what makes him better. I just think over the course of the year, he's going to hit 270, 280, maybe more than that. He's going to hit his 20-plus home runs, and maybe it's just he got off to a slow start and now gets going. But whatever it is, you got to keep going with it and hope that Dexter Fowler can settle into that number 2 spot, and they can be a threat at the top of the lineup like we thought they would once leaving spring training.
Finally, Kyle, we get Michael Wacha on the mound to wrap up this series against the Brewers, and a great outing, his last one against the Phillies. And I believe that was the first time he's gone past the 5th inning since May 19th.
Yeah, I looked at it this morning. His first 6 starts, he went 6+ innings, and then he's only done that once out of his last 4. So that's a little concerning, especially with, immediately you're going to go right to the shoulder fatigue, the issue that he's had. He pitched so well in spring training, and he pitched so well the first month of the season, but now he's really kind of fallen back, and that's something we got to keep our eyes on of how much he's able to sustain pitching well. And his last outing was good, and we need to see more of that. He needs to go deeper into the game, especially with the bullpen having the issues they had. It's certainly going to help the bullpen by him going deeper. So looking for a big start for him today, and hopefully keep on that track here for the next few starts.
We'll talk more about Michael Wacha before we wrap up the Ameren pregame show, but when we return, Mike Claiborne chats with Colt Wong about being back on the disabled list and how big of a hit this is to his offense. We'll find out about that next on the Ameren pregame show on the Cardinals Radio Network.
Hi, Cardinal fans. It's Charlie Brennan. The Cardinals baseball season is in full swing, and they're not the only ones stepping up to the plate. It's also the season for pests like ants, carpenter bees, and mosquitoes. These pests are hard at work planning their attack on your home. That's why the Cardinals have teamed up with Rottler. Act now and call the official pest control company of your St. Louis Cardinals, 877-ROTTLER, or go to rottler.com and we'll strike out pests at home plate.
Hi, I'm Matt Carpenter.
And I'm Jed Jerko.
And I'm Jack. On the field, the power of the baseball can be tremendous, but that doesn't compare to the power of the baseball off the field.
That's right, and every time a home run is hit, it's making a difference in the lives of Cardinal Glennon kids.
Like me. All of the patients love to root on the Cardinals.
So remember, while a baseball can make or break a game, it can also change a life.
We hope you will join our Homers for Health team and help kids like Jack get back in the game.
Make your pledge today at Glennon.org, presented by Heartland Coca-Cola.
Summer is here, and the car buying is easy, especially when you have the big three American automakers all in one place. Come to McFerrin Park in Hoopeston, beginning on Monday, June 12th, to see the entire inventory from Anthem, Chevrolet Buick, Ford of Hoopeston, and Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Hoopeston. Choose from hundreds of America's favorite cars in one easy-to-get-to location. Buick, Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Ford, Jeep, and Ram, all in McFerrin Park on Route 1 in Hoopeston, June 12th through the 17th.
Hello, this is Shane Colt from Country Arbors Nursery. It's summertime, and that means Country Arbors is freshly stocked with new perennials, annuals, trees, and shrubs. A time when other places are emptying their shelves, we continue to bring in new product we've grown in our greenhouses and the best growers in the country. But we also have to make room, so we're having a big sale. All our annuals and tropicals are 20% off. All begonias, petunias, zinnias, mandevilla, and more are all 20% off. And our trees, they're all 10% off, 20% if you buy 3 or more. And on super sales, our favorite crab, Royal Raindrops. It's 25% off. So come out to Country Arbors Nursery or visit our new website at countryarbors.com for more information and directions.
Sure, we've been called a mom and pop store. We take it as a compliment. After all, we are family owned and operated with 2 generations actively involved, and 5 of our team members have been with us for around 20 years each or longer. We run our business with old-fashioned customer service as our foundation, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Add our great selection of hand-picked mattresses, all proudly made in the USA at guaranteed lowest prices, and we're sure you won't find a better deal anywhere. Visit us and experience the Illini mattress difference today.
At Body and Soul, they take pride in giving you the perfect fit for your athletic shoes. Their team of experts will help you in selecting the style that fits your purpose and your feet. Body and Soul has offered the best prices and best quality for more than 30 years. And they aren't just shoes. Whether it's walking, running, swimming, or biking, or whether it's for you or the whole team, visit Mike or Jed and their experienced staff at Body and Soul, Route 45 Savoy. Call 356-8926 or visit soulsports.com.
We'll head up to Mike Shannon and John Rooney in about 10 minutes to get you set for first pitch. Michael Waka and Zach Davies. But you've heard by now, probably, that Colton Wong is back on the 10-day disabled list. So here's Mike Claiborne standing by with Colton Wong.
Well, unfortunately, Colton Wong finds himself back on the DL. Not the left arm, but the right arm. Tell us what happened.
The check swing last night just felt a real sharp pull right in my tricep area, and then everything from then on out just kind of tightened up. And the next inning, got a double play ball, tried to throw it, and literally when I threw it, I had nothing behind it, and just a real sharp pain came with it, and knew something was up. So I went back, checked it out, and just figured precautionary take me out. But this morning found out I had a strained tricep, and it's going to take some time to kind of heal this thing up.
And triceps, you have to be careful with, because just when it's like a hamstring. Just when you think you feel good, and all of a sudden you turn it loose, and all of a sudden you're back on the DL.
Exactly. And that's the one thing I don't want anymore. I tried to rush this last injury, and it was okay with my elbow because I didn't really do anything bad. But with this one, there's actually something there. So there's nothing I can do but just rest and make sure it's all good and safe.
It's got to be frustrating for you because it appeared that you had really gotten your zone. We talked earlier in the week, and you were confident in what you were doing defensively, and certainly at the plate, cut down on the strikeouts, getting more walks. How do you try and deal with this now? I mean, what's going to keep you mentally focused and trying to get back in the lineup when you're totally healthy?
I think, I understand the hitter I've become. It's not coincidence what I've been doing. It's not, luck. I've been putting in the work. I've been, swinging the way I know that brings me most success. I'm not trying to hit balls over the fence. I'm trying to hit balls through the fence. And, when you do that, you get a lot of success through it. And that's been my whole thing, my whole thought process.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we've seen where you're not trying to necessarily be Mr. Pull because you're going the other way. You're fighting off that pitch inside. When did it all start to come together for you?
I think when I just wanted to figure out what kind of player I was. I've always been a guy that can put the bat on the ball pretty well. So instead of, trying to do too much, I figure why not just see how many hits I can get, see how many home runs I can get.
That's a good way to look at it. Now, for you with this DL situation, is it going to be closer to 10 or maybe longer?
I would say it's definitely at least 10 days. Depends on how fast, my tricep wants to heal. It could either be 10 days or it could be a little longer, but I don't think any shorter than that.
And the unfortunate thing about it, other than therapy, there's no pill for it. There's no shot for it. It's a muscle, and those things take a little longer. So what would be the procedure? You'll be here every day getting treatment?
Exactly. Here every day getting treatment. Do whatever I can to just, create blood flow, create some kind of, inflammation to create healing. That's all I can do right now. Like you said, there's nothing really, no magic pill or anything you can take to, fight this injury. You just got to wait it out and, hope it cures itself quick.
Well, keep the eyes sharp.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Let's hope we get Colton Long back into the lineup sooner rather than later. When we return, our final segment on the Ameren pregame show, and I pick one infielder. It's going to be the player to watch for tonight's game. Find out who that is next on the Ameren pregame show on the Cardinals Radio Network.
In Springfield, Missouri, we believe the key to living a good life is simple. It's doing things that matter with the people that matter most of all. So when you're sitting next to friends and family at a ball game, that's what we call the best seat in the house. Visit Springfield and join us for a Cardinals AA game at Hammons Field. Then check out a local distillery, craft brewery, or the granddaddy of all Bass Pro Shops. Just a few reasons. If it's true to life, you'll find it in Springfield, Missouri. Plan your trip at springfieldmo.org. Produced in cooperation with the Missouri Division of Tourism.
If you're going to go 9 innings, you need to start with 9 essential nutrients. Milk is naturally nutrient-rich like no other beverage. It provides the 9 essential nutrients our bodies need, such as calcium, vitamin D, potassium, and protein. If you want to stay in the game, remember, dairy is good for life. Cheer on Sweet Bessie and her farm friends as they race to the plate every Friday night home game. Brought to you by Missouri Farmers Care and your local dairy farmers. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
There's a time for work, there's a time for play, there's a time to do